What's up? How's it going, everybody? Impromptu stream. I didn't know what I wanted to do today, so we're doing this because everybody's been asking. Happy 4th of July. We're going to spend it reading Unearthed Arcana. But yeah, I was out of town during the weekend, and I spent like 2 weeks making that Zelda video, which took way too long. And I was like, time to work today, and I didn't want to do anything, so like, everybody's been asking if I've read any of the new UA, and I have not. So yeah. Why am I late? Why am I late to the impromptu stream? Hey, everybody. Baby's doing good. She's great. She is learning to talk a lot. So today she said so many words. She learned how to say no over the weekend. That's something she learned how to do. She was like, which is great, by the way. I know there's so many parents out there who are like, oh no, your baby learned how to say no. I'm like, I like that my kid likes to communicate. So, I think it's fine. But I'll be like, no, you can't go over there. And she goes, no. And it's very funny. So yeah, she learned no. We're trying to get her to say grandma, grandpa. She says, uh-oh. She says one of her favorite words is ouch. She says, ouch, like that. Even though she's not ouch, she'll just say it. Like one time I was in the car and I stretched and I went, ouch, and she went, ouch, behind me, and it was really funny. So I love her very much. She's learning a lot, and still not walking yet. She turned 13 months, still not walking, but that's okay. All right, that's fine. She's gonna figure it out at some point. So yeah, ouch. So now Spencer and we say ouch. We just whenever we say it like that, we go ouch. So yeah. Yeah, new baby word just dropped, exactly. Yeah, I haven't read this at all. I have no idea what we're getting into here. I don't know if you guys saw my last video that I made right before all the open D&D stuff was happening and Wizards was being stupid. But I made a video about 1D&D. Is it still called 1D&D? I don't know what it's called anymore. I'm so confused. So I don't know what this is. Is it next? What is it called? Just revised player's handbook? Is that what they're calling it? I don't know. It's just 1D&D. D&D 5e 2024 edition. Is that really what it is? That can't be it. 5.5. 5.5. I'm sorry. 5.5 is dumb. There's so many people who are like, it should just be called 5.5. I think that's a ridiculous name. Just because they did it with 3.5 does not mean we need to just grandfather it into the new thing. 5.5 sounds like the most technical, like beta video gamey sounding name for a role-playing game. I don't know. It's just it comes off like, if we're already I get it, it already is Dungeons and Dragons, so how much nerdier can you get? $10 from Anthony Rondinelli. Thank you so much. Been watching you for years. Love your work. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Anthony. Really appreciate it. 5.5 is simplest? I guess so. I just don't like the way it sounds. 6E, 5E, V2. Okay, that's my point. Somebody said, how about D&D 3.5? It was so confusing whenever we would introduce it to new people. They're like, what's 3.5? And I'm like, just don't worry about it. It's an addition. What's 3? I don't know. And then people would buy the third edition books, and then I would have the 3.5 books, and it'd be like, well, you bought the wrong books. And it's like, why? Because this is 3.5, and that's third edition. They're like, oh, well, I don't know. So I just think it's confusing. They just need to have a name for it. Like, I don't think it should just be 5.5. I think it should have like a whole other name or something. 5.1. Not enough with the point 1. Just call it 6 or something. I'd rather have 6th edition than 5.5. That's ridiculous. D&D 5e Part 2. That's funny. Yeah, D&D 5.5.7 Patch 2. That's what that sounds like. It's like, what? Are you guys playing a video game? Like, no, it's a book. Like, should not be giving books like video game patch names and things like that. But Yeah, Call It Dave. Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah. All right, so yeah, I haven't read any of this. So I haven't read any of the new ones actually. Sorry, let me adjust the window here. Also, before everybody brings it up, and before I start a whole thing, I know I kind of ghosted everybody on the whole writing a random dungeon kind of thing. I have no excuse, zero. I just went, meh, and my brain just decided we're not doing that anymore. We will get back to it. I do want to finish that. I just, sometimes you just got to chase the muse, and I had fun with what we did, and then out of nowhere, I don't know, just like, yeah, I guess we're done with that for a little bit. So no, we'll get back to the dungeon adventure thing, and we'll still do that, and we'll finish it and we'll run it and stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, Druid and Paladin got an update. So okay, I've read. Let me just go over quickly what I already know. So I've read the previous Unearthed Arcana stuff that they did for 1D&D, like prior to the whole open D&D thing. I made a video about it because I read some of it, like just here and there. Like I didn't look at all of it, and then I had to make sure. Oh no, I accidentally went to their YouTube channel. Wow. All right, sorry, I got distracted. I've read all of this stuff before this, and just to sort of update from my last video that I made, that video, I have like a pinned comment in there because as soon as all the open D&D stuff started happening, which was, absolutely valid, was being ridiculous. There's the beginning of that video where I talk about people who are like, this is a corporate, scheme of some kind. And it's funny because there were so many people in the comments who are like, this video aged like milk. And if you go watch the video, I'm not talking about like the open D&D stuff or the the SRD or the licenses or licenses or anything like that. I'm talking about people who are like conspiracizing that they're gonna turn D&D into a subscription service or something. I don't know. But now that it definitely has aged like milk a little bit, because now I look at that and go, yeah, this could totally happen. So there's a part of that video where I'm like, I don't know, I trust this company. That you can scrap that from the record. That is gone. But I still think that outside of that, I think there's an entire aspect of 1D&D, whatever this is, that I still really, really like. If we ignore everything else and we just look at the Unearthed Arcana and the playtest and the new rules that they're going to do for this revised version of the Player's Handbook, I love it. Absolutely love it. I think the rules are super cool. I've been stealing that exhaustion rule. Like in 5e, it's you go to 6 and you like die. I love the new one they have where it goes to 10 and it's a -1 for every level you have. Like we've been using that in all of our games. It's way more fun. I love having like effectively like almost like another like measurement of something that you could use to track, like, I don't know, exhaustion or like dying of thirst or even like spell effects that can give you levels of exhaustion. I think that's super interesting. So I also love what they did to Bard. The rest of that video, still true. Love all the changes that they did. And yeah, so it's already a thing in Stress and Van Richten's. No, Stress and Van Richten's is totally different. It is not the 10 levels where you get a -1 to everything. So yeah, okay. So I haven't looked at Druid and Paladin, which is this. Is it capturing my mouse? I'm gonna find out. Is it doing that? Hang on. Jacob, the newest UA replaces all of this. Don't read. What? Well, guess we're going to find out. Wait, is my mouse on there? Oh, it is. Cool. Great. Okay. So, because I'm going to highlight things here and there. So, okay. So, I haven't read the Druid and Paladin one. I don't know when this came out. Yeah, I don't know when this came out. I haven't read Playtest 5, and I haven't read Playtest 6. This is 77 pages. We're not going to go through all of that. We are just going to go through some of the changes that they've done with it, because I know how that works. This one's 50, and then this one's like 29. So cool. Are you saying I should skip this? Is this like, do I not even need to look at this? Because yeah, we're going to skim it. I'm not reading it one for one. So skip. Just read the newest. Just read the newest. Don't even look at that. Just look at 6. Don't read 5. So what I'm seeing here is just look at 6. All right, cool. At least they make it easy. That's fine. Okay, we're just gonna look at 6. That's fine. They've got 7 classes: Bard, Cleric, Druid, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, and Rogue. All these classes include multiple subclasses, 2 of which are entirely new: College of Dance in the Bard and Circle of Sea in the Druid. That sounds super cool. Revised spell lists and spells are included. Several revised feats. Okay, great. Weapons, rules, glossary. I don't care. I do care. I'm not going to read all of that. Wow, this is enormous. I mean, this is great, but like, whoa, this is crazy. Okay, a lot of this is spells, but I really like what they did with some of the spells. Especially the Bard spells. I'm gonna repeat I'm gonna repeat this a lot during this video. I feel, because this is how I felt about the last Unearthed Arcana, which was it feels like this is not true, but this is what it feels like to me. It feels like WotC was gonna write the new stuff, and they were like, "Wow, who should we listen to? The vast knowledge of everybody on the internet, or hey, let's just go watch XP to level 3's really stupid videos and then just use that." Because I feel like everything that I made a joke about or disliked in like the old how to play videos where I was talking about like the classes and how to play them, they were like, okay, we'll update that. Unless I'm just really in tune with the rest of the community, which I don't think I am. When I was reading this Unearthed Arcana, I was like, whoa, I've always wanted this. So, yeah. Now you guys are saying look at 5. Playtest 5 is still useful. Come on, guys. What's in Playtest 5? New options for weapons. More spells already for playtesting. 5 is Barbarian and Casters, Wizard, Warlock, Sorcerer. So 5 isn't revised yet. 5 and 6. So do both? Nope. 5 is useful. 4 is not. Okay. I'll look at 5. We'll go through 5 real fast. It's only 50. It's only 50 pages. So this one has new options for weapons, more spells, feats, 5 classes: Barbarian, Fighter, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. What does 6 have? Not Barbarian. Okay. Great. So we'll look at 5. Rules glossary. The rules glossary has been updated again and supersedes the glossary in all previous Unearthed Arcana titles. In this document, the underlined term in the body text appears in the glossary. I love that. I love how they organize that. That's super nice and easy for everybody to read. This section contains playtest versions of weapons in the player's handbook. You'll find weapon tables, several revised weapon properties, new type property, mastery properties. Ooh. When we revisit the experts and priests in... Oh, I have to remember all of this again. I forgot they put everybody into little categories, which is fine and cool. It's just... I think it has potential. They just haven't really used it yet. So maybe we'll see that here. When we revisit the expert and priests in future Unearthed Arcana articles, some of them will gain access to these special properties. Warlocks are half-casters now. Warlocks... What? But Warlocks have... Oh no, what did they do to Warlock? I'm so scared. Warlock's my favorite class. Here are the new elements in this weapon section. Each weapon now has the mastery property, a special property that requires a feature to unlock. The mastery properties are described in this document. That's interesting. Short swords has returned to being a martial weapon. Wow, cool. Okay, the net, which doesn't deal damage, is now adventuring gear rather than a weapon. Oh yeah, cool. I forgot about that. The trident's damage has changed from 1d6 to 1d8. Its versatile die is now 1d10 instead of 1d8. The lance has the heavy and two-handed properties rather than the special property. Has heavy and two-handed rather than the special property, which impose disadvantage on some of its attack rolls. And its damage die has changed from 1d12 to 1d10. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use a lance in any of my games. So, like, great. I think maybe that's a good design, because if they're changing them a little bit, maybe they seem a little more enticing to use, because that's always been my thing with 5e weapons. It's just like, oh yeah, there's some cool varieties of stuff, but I mean, there's the obvious good choice and the default fantasy flavor choice of like short sword, maybe a falchion or a or a great sword. The great sword's just good, and then everything else is either just kind of worse, or you have to have a really specific style of play when you wanna use it, which is fine, but good for fighters and people who can use weapons, players and classes that can use weapons. But yeah. If Lance no longer has disadvantage, why is it just a straight upgrade to the other pole arms? What? We'll get to that. All right. The War Pick now has the versatile property. Whoa. The musket and pistol, which previously appeared in the Dungeon Master's Guide, now appear in the martial weapons range table. Great! That's really nice, to be honest. The light property now appears in the weapon property section rather than its glossary. Okay. I didn't see a lot of this is like, oh, I thought it was already like that. Weird. The thrown property now allows you to draw a weapon as a part of the ranged attack. That's funny that you couldn't do that beforehand because we were all ruling it the other way. Are you going to pull it out? That's the end of your turn. And then on your next turn, and you can throw it. Okay, so boomerangs are a thrown weapon. I'm at the beginning of part 5. I'm at the beginning of playtest 5 here. Hang on. Let me fix the thing. Whoop. There. Now you can tell which one I'm on. Okay. So all right. So what is this with the lance has heavy and two-handed properties rather than special property? What was the special property? I don't know any of this because nobody ever uses these in like our games and stuff. Let me just go to D&D Beyond real quick. Oh God. Source books. Player's handbook. Where is anything? Hello, weapons. Okay, so playtest 5 is saying that it doesn't. What is this? The lance special. It just has its own property. No, it's a weapon with the special property has unusual rules governing its use, explained in the weapon's description. See special weapons later in this property. Chat, y'all, I have never read this before. I don't think I've ever been in a game where somebody's used a lance. This is whack. You have disadvantage when you use the lance to attack a target within 5 feet of you. Also, a lance requires 2 hands to wield when you aren't mounted. Okay, so they took that away. I'm like, okay, because I had no idea that, like, this was a thing. Okay, so, which imposes disadvantage on some of its attack rolls. Its damage dice change from 1d12 to... So... Why is this so hard to wrap my brain around? So now, okay. So now it has heavy and two-handed, and it's... Oh, they just made it better. I get it. Okay, I understand. They just made it better. So now you don't have this thing. And you don't have to be mounted. You can just stab people with it, and its damage is now D12 to D10. What are the other ones? Are they... It gives small characters access to a D12. Oh, because it's versatile now? No, it just has it has two-handed, and it's heavy. So small characters can't use it. Or they can, they just have disadvantage. I'm pretty sure lance is only useful on horses is accurate to real life. Sure. It's basically just way less niche than before. That's fine. It was due to how the heavy property, which was basically a holdover from 3.5's weapon size rule. Cool. I just don't see that being a huge deal. Like, how many of you... Put a yes in the chat if you have a character that you are playing currently that uses a lance. Put no if you don't. Put yes if you use a lance. Put no if you don't. The 3 yeses? No. Not this many of you are using lances. I do not believe you. Can I make a poll? Please let me make a poll. I can start a poll. Yes. Lance, do you have a character with a lance? Yes or no? It's in the YouTube chat. Just vote on it. Just don't. I know you guys don't. Do not. Ridiculous. Be like, they changed lance damage and now it's less niche and now you can't use it on a horse and or you're supposed to use it while you're on a horse. How many of you are actually using a lance? Looks like 25% of you are using a lance. Apparently 1/4 of of this live stream uses a lance. Wow, this is game-breaking information. They changed the lance. That's the only valid time to use it is in Avernus. Is in Descent into Avernus. If you were like a Hell Rider or something, that's the coolest way to use it. That's ridiculous. Oh man, I have a player that uses it. I've never seen anybody, like I've played, you could go into our entire catalog of Arcane Arcade or hundreds of hours of D&D. Nobody's used a lance. I'm going back to bed. Gnome Artificer using a construct as a mount with a lance. No longer. It's fine. It's not, it's just a D12. They just made it. Now you can jump off of your construct and use it. Like they made it better for everybody. Isn't Lance basically worse Glaive? This is the worst. This is why I hate the. Okay, I don't hate the weapons in 5e, but it's why I am not the biggest fan of weapons in 5e. No, it's not. The heavy property means the gnome can't effectively use the lance. Make the lance smaller. Make a small lance. Make the damage go down by 1. Make it a D. Oh, so beforehand, I see. So. So this is the, okay. Well, I see. This is just horrible news for people who are playing small gnome, halfling, not even dwarf, gnome or halfling or fairy or something, cavaliers and are using a lance. They now will have disadvantage. That does suck. Okay. The heavy property is dumb. I agree with that. They should make a small lance so that you can get rid of it and maybe make the damage even worse. So, Jacob, there's an entire setting called Lance. Dragon Lance. Stupid. All right. I know it's a massive L for Lance users. I'm sorry, everyone. But if you're a war pick user, all right. How many of you actively? Hang on. How many of you? Do you have a war pick? How many of you are using war picks? Either make weapon sizes. Yeah, Zedrin's in here with the facts. Either make weapon sizes players can interact with, or don't make weapon size rules. To be honest, heavy is just a frustrating property. 100% agree. 100% agree. What I do in my Fallout system is I just have a strength requirement, but they're pretty low, and it's not. The strength requirement is only there. It just gives you disadvantage. But the strength requirement's only there for like really big weapons. So it's not a requirement more or less than it is like a bonus if you have a good strength. So if you put points into strength, trying to make it, a little better than agility / dex, then you get, you can wield super strong weapons and things like that. And then there's perks where you can get better at it. So yeah, strength requirement to be more fun. And if you did it with 5e2, you could make it like above 15. So, or like, and it could be enormous, powerful weapons that make the strong character feel cool for being strong. That's what it should be. Not, oh, you're small? Get absolutely dunked on, my guy. Yeah. I don't think we rarely ever use the heavy rule too. All right, how many of you are playing? Oh, 69% of you aren't using a war pick, the greatest weapon. Well, now it has the versatile property. Might as well get on it. What is the war pick? What is the original war pick? Sorry, I don't know how to look for anything. It was just 1d8. See, this is why I hate. I don't hate it. I dislike the weapons in 5th edition. They're just so boring. I want the complicated 3.5 weapons. That was cool. Okay, it looks like they've done that though. Look at all this. What is this mastery thing? I have no idea what this does. Let's find out. So I don't think we have any new weapons, but we have this mastery thing, which is cool. I also really like that they put the musket and pistol in here. It's great. We have so many people use guns in our games. They should just be in here. All right. Flex. Whoa. Okay, I'm excited. I'm really excited. Weapon properties, light. So is this different? When you take the attack action on your turn and attack with a light weapon, make an extra attack as a bonus action later that same turn. What? Oh, okay. A different light weapon. It's the same thing. Kind of. They just reworded it. All right. Mostly the same thing. Okay. Throne looks like it's mostly the same. Samaraf, you did not need to summon that right now. You guys have no idea how excited I am for Baldur's Gate 3. You have no... I'm going to go feral. All right. I have taken the day off like months in advance. I've told my mom, my very loving, wonderful, amazing mom, ahead of time to ask her if she could watch Marceline for the day so that Spencer and I can spend it playing Baldur's Gate 3. And you have no idea. I'm going to go. It's going to be insane. I want to use the war pick in Baldur's Gate so bad. War pick gang in Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. I can just control F. Oh yeah, I forgot. I could do that. All right, sorry. Anyways, I'm going to get off. The Zedrin, the early access was poorly optimized. I played way too much of it. I played hang on. I'm going to go on my Steam really fast. I'm sorry, everybody. We got sidetracked. Okay. I promise I will get back into everything. But this is really important. This is hang on, let me see if I can get this on the stream real quick. Let me get the window capture in here. Hello. Okay, here we go. Is it this? Yeah. Right. Can I go to my Oh, it's no. Okay. Well, maybe I'll take a screenshot. There we go. I know what I'm doing. I know how to stream. I swear to God, I know what I'm doing. I just put this in. Perfect. It's perfect. Nope, not you. Wait. Hang on. I'm almost there. Oh, come on. Give me... No. There it is. There. Look at how many hours I have in this stupid early access for this game. I have 200 hours. And I log out of Steam. I make sure that I'm not just playing the game. I have so many saves. I am so excited for Baldur's Gate 3. Oh my God. It's so good. Everybody play it when it comes out. It's incredible. Okay, we'll get back on task here. Sorry, everybody. I swear I took my Adderall. All right. Okay. Anyways, let's see. Mastery properties. Each weapon now has mastery property as shown in the weapon table above. That property is usable only by a character who has such a feature as in the weapon mastery that unlocks property for this character. Oh, that's really cool. So it's something that you have to have a prerequisite for, and then you get it? Here are descriptions for each... Okay, each weapon now has a mastery property. Got it. As shown in the weapon tables above. Yeah. The property is usable only by a character who has a feature, such as weapon mastery, that unlocks... Okay, we'll figure that out later, but that's neat. Cleave! If you hit a creature with a melee weapon using this weapon, you can make an attack roll with a weapon against a second creature within 5 feet of the first that is also within your reach. Oh My god. On a hit, the second creature takes the weapon's damage, but you don't add your ability modifier to the damage unless the modifier is negative. You can make this extra attack only once per turn. Oh, I love that so much. Oh my god, that is so cool. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. That is crazy because man, I know I keep bringing it up, but I've been writing out my Fallout system because, I don't know, maybe I'm going to do something with it at some point. Maybe publish it under something else. Not Fallout, but maybe something else. I've been making weapon properties like this, and I was like, how can I make cleave fun? I want to give weapons cleave, like a bumper sword, things like that. So I love this so much. This is so cool. Anyways, Flex, when you hit with a melee weapon using this weapon, you deal its versatile damage even if you're wielding it with one hand. You just Giga Chad it up and just whack. Wow, that is so awesome. Sorry, that's funny as hell that they called it Flex. Graze, if your attack roll with this weapon misses a creature, you can deal damage to that creature equal to the ability modifier you used to make the attack roll. Huh? If you miss, you can deal damage to the creature equal to the ability modifier. Whoa, this damage is the same type dealt by the weapon, and the damage can't be increased any other way other than increasing the ability modifier. Oh my god! That is so awesome! Why is everybody whining about the stupid... Why is everybody whining about the dumb lance? Grace is the greatest thing ever. Sorry, anyways. I guess what? I'm going to continue to reference my Fallout system. In my Fallout system, I've made the ACs extremely low and given everybody, like, damage thresholds, which is like in the Fallout systems, and it's in turn made combat super fun because you're hitting more often and instead damage is negated or reduced rather than you just going, I'm gonna do my whole turn roll, you miss, next. It's like, that sucks. I hate it. I really hate it. Steam self-updater, get out of here. I really like this Graze thing. Okay, Nick, when you make the extra attack of the light property, got it, you can make it as a part of the attack action instead of as a bonus action. You can still make the extra attack only once per turn. Wow. Dude, Nick is cool. Whoever Nick is, man, okay, we've got Cleave, Flex, and Graze, and then my guy Nick, he just comes in and he makes you really super fast. In your Fallout setting, is health super low to make guns more dangerous? In the early levels, yeah, it's more that there's not a lot of ways to heal, because what I'm trying to do in that system is not create like a super like crazy survival system. I'm trying to emulate Fallout. I want to feel like how Fallout works. So that you do get health because I don't want anybody to just like get hit with a bullet and die instantly, but taking damage is bad and healing is really difficult. That's more the idea of that. So you have like stamina points, and then when you take damage to your hit points, it's not a good time. So yeah, Nick 100% uses Flex. Yeah. This is so cool. This is really cool. I love this. All right, Push. Prerequisite, heavy two-handed versatile property. If you hit a creature with this weapon, you can push the creature up to 10 feet away from you if it is no more than one size larger than you. Wow, that's so cool. Sap. Whoa. If you hit a creature with this weapon, that creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll before you start the start of your next turn. Well, what more can I say? Push is pretty disruptive. 10 feet is really far. So, okay, that's the thing. So that doesn't have a limit. You can just do it all the time. No, I hate this actually. Hang on, sorry. I'm using my brain. Cleave, very cool. Flex, very cool. Graze, love it. Nick, awesome. Push, this, if they keep the Sentinel feat how the Sentinel feat is, this is terrible. And I hate this. I think this should maybe be like Cleave once per turn kind of thing. Because cool, I feel like another thing I feel about these is that these feel like, and why I like them so much, is that like my players are already trying to do this. When we're playing, and people are in combat. My players are in combat, and they're trying to do cool stuff in combat, and they don't really have abilities, especially like like level 8. Everybody's always trying to like, oh, can I like do this thing and make them and push them, or can I maybe do a second attack if I get a crit, or can I like hit 2 people at the same time? And I'm always like, no, but like rule of cool, sure. I like that this is an option now. I don't know what its limits are because we have this prerequisite thing, and I don't really understand that yet. But the idea that like you can have these other options while you're in combat is really, really cool. Push them into the sky. Is it just says 10 feet? Just any 10 feet? Holy shit! You just anime punch them upwards, just like with what is this with? Heavy two-handed or versatile property? Oh, but with a lance! You can take a lance and just like push them up into the air. So long, Bowser! Home run? That's so awesome. No. This is the greatest thing ever. I don't care anymore. If you were a player in my game and you were like, can I push him up? I'd be like, yes. That's amazing. Juggle, you just have like 3 people. You're just like, you have extra attack and you're just slamming them up into the air constantly. That's so funny. It turns into Street Fighter. Yeah, it's Devil May Cry. Yeah, you hit him up into the air, and then you jump, and then you just whack the shit out of him. Juggle an enemy to 4 times a turn as a fighter, extra 46 fall damage. Oh, you keep going? You have flying speed? You just hit him up once, and then you fly, and then you hit him up again, and then That's amazing. I think that's great. I would let you do that in my game. That's so cool. Smash Bros. Juggling. That's so awesome. Oh, God. That is so great. Oh, that is a billion times cooler than anything else you could do in D&D. Take everything away and make it so that everybody can Smash Bros. Juggle. That is so funny. Oh, but then if the person they were fighting with was like a BBG and they had it too, could you imagine if they were just like just ascending each turn? There's no size limit. You do it to a dragon. just hit him with a lance and just throw the dragon upwards. Holy crap, that's hella cool. Oh my God. We're going to Celestia. Yeah. Oh my God. That's a speedrun strat for D&D actually. If you and another person both have push, you both can just fly infinitely into the area. It's the infinite flying glitch in D&D. They have to be one size larger than you. Okay. There is a size limit. There is a size limit. Calm down. All right. Why didn't Link do this to Ganon? Yeah, I know, right? We have to move on. I'm sorry. This is really funny, but we have to move on. All right. Sap is disadvantage. That's cool. Let me go back to push though. This is cool so long as Sentinel isn't the same way, because that can be really frustrating, just pushing everything away and then they move in and then they can't move and do anything. That's dumb. But I think this is very cool. I think it should be... I don't want to limit it to once per turn now because it's really neat. Honestly, so long as Sentinel doesn't screw with this, I think it's fine. Okay. Slow. If you hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage to the creature, you can reduce its speed by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. If you hit the creature with more than once this property, the speed reduction doesn't exceed 10 feet. That's cool. I love stuff like this. This is really, really, really fun. Speaking of Baldur's Gate 3, Baldur's Gate 3 does stuff like this, and I've been wanting them to implement something. In Baldur's Gate 3, if you have proficiency with a weapon, you get the normal attack, and then you get a special once per either short rest or long rest ability that you can use with it, where it's Topple's one of them, where you can if you have a quarterstaff, you can knock them on the ground. Cleave is one of them. There's Lacerate is another one, and you take extra damage and stuff. And I've been like, man, it'd be really cool if they made that. If we homebrewed like a way to include that into 5e, and they're just doing it, which is Super cool. I love stuff like this. Why did they add that clause to slow, but not a similar clause to push to stop you from laddering into space? Because laddering into space is awesome, and it's intentional. It's intentional within the design, all right? Sentinel isn't a proc when they enter range, I thought. Isn't that a Sentinel Polearm Master combo? Yeah, but Sentinel is that if they come within 5 feet. So what you could do is effectively make it so that, because Sentinel, it makes their speed 0. So you could have somebody come into range, and then you could knock them back 10 feet, and when they come back into range, oh yeah, that would still be Sentinel Polearm Master combo. So yeah, because it would be on your turn. So yeah, then it's fine. Then push is fine. WotC, please do not. Who wrote this? Crawford, please don't change that. Please let all of us fly into space with push. That is the greatest thing ever. I don't, if they change it, I'm keeping this ruling. All right. Vex, Vex, do we got a Vax ability? If you hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage to the creature, you have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your next turn. Whoa. I love that. That is so fun. That is so much fun. I'm dumb and keep thinking you're addressing someone named WotC every time you say WotC. It's Wizards of the Coast, WOTC, WotC. Yeah. Yeah. Adventuring. Okay, so they made net a thing. They made it an adventuring gear, not a thing. When you take the attack action on your turn, you replace one of your attacks with a throw of the net at a creature within 15 feet of you. The target must succeed a dexterity saving throw against your DC. On a failed save, they get restrained to escape. It's DC 10, destroying it. Okay, neat. They updated Priest's Pack. All right, spells. I want to get into spells. I love that they're doing spells. 2, design note. Oh, God, there's a lot. Okay. Source of a spell. Yup. Arcane spell lists. We understand that one. Sorcerers and warlocks and wizards are among those who harness this magic. The ambient magic of the multiverse. Okay. So I think anything with a star, I believe, is something that has been updated or changed, which I think is great. I think they've done a good job at changing a lot of the types of magic, because a lot of them before were really whack. I think they made like all the healing spells necromancy, which just is perfect. I think that makes a lot of sense. Topple. Did I not read topple? I'm sorry. If you hit a creature with a topple, you can force the creature to make a Constitution saving throw with a con save. Suck it, Dex saves. It's con save hours. Anytime Dex gets shafted in any form, I am absolutely here for it. Dex is far too strong. Anyways, you can force a creature to make a Constitution saving throw with a DC equal to 8 plus your proficiency bonus, and then they become prone. So it's cool because it's like you hit them. It's like you, so it's not that you're like, ooh, dodging out of the way. You have been hit. It's whether or not you can be like, and not fall over. That's so great. Strength save? No! Make it a con save! Let it be a con save, everybody! Just let it be a con save! Con save is way cooler. It's like, you gotta hold on. You gotta sit there and be like, I'm not gonna fall! And less with me being like, just flex, just... Z Bashu, are you aware of that dude? Yes, I love Z. He's very cool. I've talked to him a few times, and I love his videos very much. Make an intelligence save? It's... discombobulate. you have to think about all the possible outcomes in order to not get hit by the topple and not fall over. I go in, topple, discombobulate, and then with my extra attack, discombobulate, and then when I fall on the ground and I fall prone, discombobulate. All right. Anyways, spells. Side note, update to the arcane list. 2 bard spells have been removed from the list. Vicious Mockery and Dissonant Whispers. In future UA, those spells will still be available to the bard. Why did they do that? I liked the new Vicious Mockery, I think. Also, yeah, I saw somebody in the chat say that the healing spells are an abjuration, which still, I think makes more sense than evocation. Kind of weird. There are too many con saves? No. Shut up. No. Make con fun. Make con good thing to take. I made Dancing Lights illusion. It wasn't illusion before. That's wild. Okay, I don't really care about spell lists, guys. Sorry, I just want to look at spell descriptions. Whoa, is this new spells? Okay, I'm really excited. So new spells. 11 new spells appear here. One connected to Sorcerer, Warlock, and Wizard. Chaos Bolt. This spell is moved over from Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and all sorcerers get it as a bonus spell. Yeah! I love that spell. I love Chaos Bolt. It's the absolute best. I'm so glad they're doing that. That's so great. Eldritch Blast. This cantrip now scales only with your Warlock level, and all Warlocks get it as a bonus spell. Hex. This spell can deal its extra damage only once per turn, and all Warlocks get it as a bonus spell. Now, this is Fortnite. Okay, Arcane Eruption. Casting time, action, range 120 feet, component. Yeah. Arcane Eruption. Yes, please. News. I've wanted... Okay. Why do I like Chaos Bolt so much? Jacob, why do you like Chaos Bolt so much? Because it's a unique sorcerer spell. Sorcerer gets bricked all the time. Sorcerer gets no spells. Wizard just outshines Sorcerer all the time. And I know they get the meta magic and they get cool ways to cast spells, but it's not nearly as good as being like a Sorcerer. A Wizard. Being a Wizard is super awesome. Sorcerer kind of feels crappy. And I thought my idea to make Sorcerer really cool and feel unique is give them more unique spells. I talked about that in my How to Play Sorcerer, and I felt that way all the time. So the fact that they're doing this is super cool. And once again, like I said earlier, it's like a thing I've been like, hey, we do that. And they're like, okay, Watsy, are you listening to me? Like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Anyways, Churning Magical Energy explodes. This is a 4th level spell, by the way. It's an action to cast, range 120 feet. Churning Magical Energy explodes in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range. When you cast the spell, you select the type of damage dealt by the explosion. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or psychic, or thunder. Each creature in the sphere must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 66 damage of the chosen type. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage. Choose one of the d6s. The number rolled in that die determines the condition that's applied to each creature that failed the save. Oh my god, I love this so much. As shown below, a creature has the condition until the end of your next turn. Wow. This is, once again, another thing that's similar to Baldur's Gate 3. Where the chromatic orb in that game, so there's like elements in Baldur's Gate 3. And so if you cast an acid spell, it puts acid on the ground. And if you stand in the acid, you have like a -2 to AC. And so this is similar to that, something that I looked at and was like, that's so cool. I would love to put that in our games. And I did. In our Strixhaven campaign that we're running on Arcane Arcade right now, I did that to my buddy Jack. He's playing his character Mallory. She took Chromatic Orb, and I was like, hey, I love this rule from Baldur's Gate 3. I want to apply it into your spell, and we did that there, and they're doing it here, which is so, so cool. Man, yeah, I see what they did. When you roll low damage, you can do better conditions. That's so... Oh, wow, that's so cool. So, number 1 is incapacitated, 2 is blinded, 3 is frightened, 4 is poisoned, 5 is charmed, and 6 is deafened. That's good. That's just good design. That's just fun. That's just super cool. You can do less damage, and you can... Okay, not only with this spell, can you choose the type of damage you can do, which is really fun, and, like... I don't know, as a sorcerer, if you wanted to have like a theme with your sorcerer and you can be like, I want to do acid only, or like, I want to just primarily do poison damage or lightning. Not only do you get to choose that, the spell just feels good to cast because you either get to do big damage or have some sort of effect on the creatures, which is, man, so cool. I love that. It's very, very neat. It does sort of outshine some spells, seeing that it's some stronger fusion of 2 at once. That's fine. Sorcerer can have a strong spell. Let them have it. I really hope they make elemental builds outside of fire good. Yeah, me too. I would love that. Deafened by cold damage is a fun option. There's so many. The way I love that, because not only is this a fun spell to cast, but this is a cool way to get your players to think about role play and narrative. So you roll 2d6 and you get fire, but it blinds. How does fire blind? Describe that. Oh, maybe it's super bright, or maybe I do psychic damage that poisons. Okay, so the psychic damage gets in your mind, and it like your nervous system starts to feel like racked, and your entire body is like, you have like shivers. So the creature feels like poisoned. Or how does acid damage charm? It tastes so good that you're like, damn, dude, can I get some more of that acid? Yeah, blinded by the light. Yeah, LSD drug. It looks pretty. It's alcohol. That's it. They just get drunk. They're just like, whoa, this is crazy. See, that is so cool. There's so many options with this. Like, oh man, that is so cool. There's so many cool roleplay opportunities you get with that. I love that. Okay, we're gonna look at Book of Shadows in a second here. Once I get some water. It has higher level effects. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 5th level or higher, the damage increases by 1d6. Nice. Thunder Charmed is just a divine boom sound effect or bass boosted riz. Just that's hilarious. All right, Book of Shadows, a new cantrip for Warlock, which was one of their boons. Everybody said Warlock got massacred, so we'll see. Stitching together strands of shadow, you conjure forth a book in your hand. The book contains eldritch magic that only you can access, granting you the following benefits. That's awesome. That is so within flavor. I love that. I love having a spooky book. Cantrips and rituals. When the book appears, choose 2 cantrips, 2 first level spells that have the ritual tag. Okay. The spells can be arcane, divine, primal, blah blah blah. It's the boon. It's the spell boon. You can use the book as a spellcasting focus. The book disappears if you cast a spell again or die. Cool. When you reach 5th level as a warlock, the spell also enhances your other cantrips. So the book is on your person. You can add your warlock spellcasting ability modifier to the damage rolls of any cantrip. That's neat. That's cool. They basically made the packed boons into warlock-specific cantrips with auto-heightening at 5th level. Oh! That's cool. The cantrips change every time you cast. Shirk and Sean. Oh my god. That's so cool. Aiden, Darren, Aiden, you can find it on D&D Beyond. Well, all right. There's a lot of divisiveness about Warlock in the chat, but I think this is cool. Just because in the past we've had a lot of not confusion, but just like you kind of get locked into your packed boon, and I think it's cool that you can basically change it now. I love that. That gives a lot of versatility and uniqueness to Warlock, where it's like you're just. That's what I've always said about Warlock. Warlock has been you've got Sorcerer who's like, I was born with this magic, and Wizard's like, I'm going to study and work hard for this magic. And Warlock, to me, when you play it, like the ludonarrative gameplay aspect of it is that you're like cheating. You are skipping past the study and the natural ability of magic to like make a deal with somebody or get it the easy way out. And so being able to just be like, oh, I have that cantrip now is really, really cool. I think that's really fun. Every playtest replaces the previous. Where am I spending time reading 5? Because everybody said I should. All right. Chaos Bolt. I love this spell. Did they change it? You hurl an undulating mass of chaotic energy. 2d8 plus 1d6 damage to one of the d8s. The number does one of those, and then if you roll the same number on both d8s, it leaps from the target to a different creature of your choice within 30 feet of it. Make a new attack roll. Yeah, that's been a thing. It does an extra 1d6 damage. Has that always been there? I'll look it up. Yes. Okay, so I mean, mostly unchanged then. It's just that now it's just a default sorcerer spell and not, in Xanathar's Guide. Cool. Create spell. What? 5th level transmutation spell. Reaction in response to casting modify spell. What is happening? Whoa! Yes! Make the wizard feel like a programmer. Oh my gosh. Make the wizard feel like they are creating magic. Yes! Oh, I love this. This reminds me of when Spencer was playing Vincent in our Sunder campaign, and she was like casting like it's the one spell where it's the one where if it has a trigger, then another thing happens. I forget the name of that spell, but it's like really high level. And Spencer was like coding, like basically, which is so cool. Oh my gosh. Create spell. Reaction in response to yourself casting modify spell. Should I read modify spell first? I probably should. I'm going to. Contingency. Thank you. Yes, contingency. Contingency. Yes. Thank you. Modify spell. Well, let's read that first. 1 minute. Self. You need your spell book. That's cool that it specifies that. Using arcane formulas in your spellbook, you magically alter one arcane spell you have prepared. You can change the spell's color, sound, smell, and you make one of the following modifications to the spell. You remove one of the spell's components. Oh, that's awesome. What? Is this permanent? Okay, it lasts until you cast it again or you finish the long rest. Okay, so it's one modification to one spell. You can negate concentration. If the spell requires concentration, damage can't break your concentration on the spell. So it doesn't negate it, just damage can't break it, which is cool. That's so cool. There's still concentration limit, which is that you can't cast 2 concentration spells at the same time. But the break that doesn't break your... Oh, God, that's cool. You can change the damage types. I love that so much. If it has a range of 5 feet, you can make it 30 times your wizard level. If the spell lacks the ritual tag, you can give a spell ritual. Oh, you can change the amount of targets. Dude, the chosen altercations last until you cast modify spell again or until you finish a long rest. When you cast a spell, you can choose an additional spell modification for every spell above 4th. Whoa, this is crazy. Modify spell is old school meta magic. Yeah. That's the only thing I don't like about it is it's too close to meta magic. I think that this is... Sure, it's strong, whatever. I think it's... just to let everybody know right now, it has to be bonkers strong for me to be like, what is this? This is ridiculous. It has to be a D&D homebrew, like lowest rated, like you can move 10 billion feet on your turn for me to be like, that's dumb, don't do that. This is insane. It's 4th level, like, whatever. Like it's if this was like second or first or second level, that's where it'd be insane to me. The only thing I don't like is that it kind of feels a little too close to sorcerer with meta magic, but you can only do it on one spell. You can change it, and sorcerer kind of has the freedom to do it every time they cast, which I think is yeah. And that's the thing. Shuriken Sean, you hit it on the nose. Sorcerer can do meta magic on the fly. Wizard can prep to do things. I think that's really cool. Zedrin's talking about Wizard having a meta magic feature. I agree. This is super in line with what Wizards do, and I think that's super awesome. You can do it for free. That's fine. No, do not ditch. I don't think they should ditch giving sorcerers meta magic. I think that's a cool thing that makes them feel unique. With this, less so unique, but I think that it's different enough now to where if sorcerer is getting to do it on the fly, wizard has to prep to do it. Sorcerer is kind of getting to do it more often. They're getting to sort of augment their spells as they're casting them, while wizard has to be like, all right, I'm going to do this to my spell ahead of time so that I'll get to use it. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of scenarios where you're not going to get to do it. Like, you can give a spell the ritual tag and then never have 10 minutes to cast the spell as a ritual, or never have the ability to have multiple targets to cast a certain spell, or remove a component and it doesn't really help you out that much. Like, this meta magic to me still feels better than this. Plus it's a 4th level. Like, sorcerers get theirs at like level 2 or 3. You as a wizard, you're not getting this till like level 5 or 6, I think. I don't know. I think that this is super awesome and makes wizards feel like the preparation, like coding. Like, I always felt like wizards were like programmers. Like, they're programming their spells to be really cool. 7. Level 7, guys. That's awesome. Love that. Just unimportant hero. Just put the sorcerer class in a shoebox buried under a tree and burn the map. Give the wizards back the quirky features they used to have. No. Wizards are quirky enough. Wizards are super quirky already. They do not need to be more quirky. If they are going to be more quirky, this is the good way to do it, in my opinion. Which I think we agree with, but yeah. Okay, create spell. This is crazy. 5th level. Reaction. As you cast modify spell, you need an arcane focus, which the spell consumes, worth at least 1,000 gold pieces per level of the spell, altered by modify spell, and you have to concentrate on it for up to an hour. It takes a lot to cast this. Synthesizing your arcane knowledge and power, you strive to create a new spell. To succeed, you must concentrate for an hour. Oh, so, okay, I see. So you have to sit there and do it for an hour. So, if you succeed, you must start casting Scribe Spell. Well, okay. Within the next 10 minutes and add the altered spell to your spell book. Once the spell is... Oh, I see. So, what's Scribe Spell? Channeling magic through quill and ink. Oh, this is how you put spells in your spell book. They just made it a spell. So you can modify it. You can take a spell and modify it and then put it in your spell book, and that's how you cast it from now on. Wow. That is so cool. They also nerfed that you can't create a modified spell. This is awesome. It makes Wizard feel so... Okay, the ludonarrative gameplay behind this is awesome. You basically get to... Guys, this is fucking Caleb Widogast shit. You can take your spells and not only learn spells, but then customize them to make them exactly what you want them to be. That's cool. That's super cool. I love this. This is great. I have nothing more to say about it. That's just really awesome. They also made Memorize Spell. You can choose a spell from your spellbook that you don't have prepared, and you choose another spell that you do have prepared. The unprepared spell replaces it. So you can spend a spell slot to change a spell that you've memorized. That's awesome. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. You get spells in your spellbook. You get spells, you put them in your spellbook. You can change them. You can make them exactly what you want them to be and perfectly strategize, plan out, full intelligence, use your entire gigabrain in order to figure out what you're going to do throughout the rest of the day. Sorcerer, meanwhile, is going, pew, pew, pew. I just casted a big explosion. Everybody's death, and they turned into a potted plant, and now I'm going to create a giant ice ball, woo, and I'm going to have no material component for it. While the wizard's like, I'm going to spend all night studying so that my fireball is acid, and it and it does acid damage instead, or I'm going to make it so that I have vampiric touch that works on 2 different people or something like that. I don't know. That is just so cool. Man. Wizard from XP to level 3's Fireball. The wizard goes nuts with this. If I made a video about the wizard with this, he would be unstoppable. Wow, this is awesome. The weapon masteries, while they still feel cool, they seem slightly more underwhelming by comparison. I mean, that's fine, though, because this is cool, but this is never something I'd want to do as a player. I like that my players have the option to do this. I like that I've had wizard players who want to play the game like this and can't because it's hard to figure out. You know, the fact that this is now just given to them, been like, here, you can do this. As a wizard, I like that wizard feels like the complicated magic class. That's what it should be. And so you sit down and you pick wizard and you're like, whoa, there's tons of options that I have here, because that's what your character is going to feel like. Your character should be like, I have the entirety of magic at my disposal, at my fingertips, and I'm going to warp it to exactly what I want it to be. That is so awesome. Meanwhile, I, as a player, just want to whack people in the leg and they fall over. Or, you know, Smash Bros. Juggle them into the sky. That's so cool. Okay. I love that. That is really, really awesome. Okay, Hex. You place a curse on a creature. Did they change Hex? You place a curse on a creature that you can see within range until the spell ends. You deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to the target. Okay. When you hit with an attack roll, you can also do this extra damage only once per turn. Okay. Also, choose one of the 6 abilities. This is the part I don't like about this spell. I always make it saving throws. I think it should just be saving throws. The ability checks thing is really weird. Unless they start making ability checks more of a thing you have to do. Meh. If the target drops 2 hero points before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on subsequent turn to curse a new creature. Yeah. Remove curse, gets rid of it. Cool. They just made it a little worse. Yeah, ability checks are super niche in combat. Saving throws, we've been doing it in my Strixhaven game, and it's been fine. It's just disadvantage. It's not that bad. They're trying to remove ability checks in combat for the most part, unfortunately. Well, then this is dumb. They should make this saving throws. Just make the spell feel cool. I think it's ridiculous. You have to concentrate on it. It's a whole spell slot. You have to concentrate on it. You are dealing a pitiful 1d6 extra damage. Disadvantage on a saving throw is not that bad. It really isn't. All right. Memorize spells, awesome. Modify spells, super cool. Pact Familiar. So they made the boons cantrips. So you can basically choose, like, you can... That's cool. I like that you can change it. Like, you can decide one day to have an imp, or one day to have the magic book, or things like that. I think that's fun. Oh, but there's Upcast with Hex. You can maintain your concentration on the spell for up to 8 hours, and the extra damage increases to 2d6. Oh! Is that a thing already? It's just extra damage on the Upcast. That's cool. That's really that's good. That's good. Okay. Did I skip Eldritch Blast? Sorry. A beam of crackling energy. So it's 120 feet still. Make a ranged spell against a target. 1d10 force damage. The spell creates, when you upgrade it, 1 beam each higher, 2 beams at 5th level, 3 beams at 11th, 4 beams at 17. You can direct the beams at the same target or different ones. Make a separate attack roll for each beam. I don't understand how that's different. It seems to be the same thing. Specifically Warlock levels. Oh. Interesting. They nerfed multiclassing for Eldritch Blast. Weird. Why'd they do that? They just wanted Eldritch Blast to feel really unique for Warlocks. No more multi-classing abuse, which is good. Yeah, I mean, that's true, because you take 1 level into Warlock, you get Eldritch Blast, and now you're like, Eldritch Blast is insane. That's not bad. Yeah, that's good. The Hex changes basically at least still work with Eldritch Blast. There's no longer unique synergy for multiple attacks, but now it works nicely with other attacks too now. Yeah, I like that. Yes, please, multi-class nerfs. I welcome the multi-class nerfs. Not that I want to discourage multi-classing, but there's an aspect of multi-classing I think you should discourage, which is if I just do this, I'm more powerful. That's dumb. I think you should multi-class because it fits the flavor of your character, not because you just want to have a cool Eldritch Blast. Nilum, thanks for the 5 Canadian. The thing to keep in mind with all the abilities becoming spells now is they follow spell rules. You could dispel magic, create spell, etc. Oh, interesting. That's fine. Silence is huge. Silence is so important now. Silence is such a good spell. Anti-magic. I don't use a lot of anti-magic in my games. If you guys do, that's interesting, but they wanted to reduce multi-class and potency. Yeah, I'll look at Pact Weapon. Pact Weapon's always been super powerful. Man, I hate multi-classing so much. It feels like playing a game of Munchkin instead of a role-playing game. Really, I think multi-classing should just be a flavor thing. So any way that they can like make it less powerful, I think is a good idea. Cool. I think that's fine with Eldritch Blast. I think it makes Eldritch Blast feel unique. I think it makes it feel good for Warlock and discourages the multi-class dip that gives it tons of damage. Okay, Pact Familiar. You can summon an unearthly entity to serve you. Cool. When you cast a spell, choose familiar type. Aberration, Flumfer, a knot of tentacles, celestial, owl, raven, or other bird, dragon, pseudo-dragon, or familiar, or dragonette, fey, pixie, or sprite, fiend, imp, or quasit, undead, shadow, or skull. That's awesome that they give all of those options. That's super cool, especially for new players, people who don't know what a familiar necessarily is or what they want it to be. I'm a type of player like that where I'm like, I don't know, a bird? But then seeing undead with a skull, as a player, I'd love to see that. That gives me lots of ideas. I think this is great. The choice affects a familiar's default appearance and noted in the parentheses it determines certain traits of stat block. So they just give it a flat stat block. Thank God. Thank God. It's not like, okay, we gotta find the crab, and then we gotta find, you are a coward who is afraid of a narrative consistency. I love narrative consistency. Why is this bad? What's wrong with this? The familiar is an ally to you and your companions, and it obeys you. In combat, it shares your initiative count. Cool. It can move. Cool. Disappearance. This seems to be the same. You can use a bonus action to dismiss it. No unique familiars now? What are you talking about? That's... What? Because it has this? Oh, I see. I see. But the damage is different. I love the static stat block. No. Okay. Static stat blocks are good because now they okay. 10 billion reasons, but I'll go over 3. Number 1, now you don't have to search frantically through the player's handbook or scroll through D&D Beyond, which familiar system barely works on your character sheet, to find your familiar and then go, okay, then it's health upgrades, then you have to update all this stuff, then you have to do all this, and then this one can fly, it can go over here, and then there's some random thing that somebody wants to have as their familiar, and oops, as a DM, you let them have it, and it's super powerful. No, now you just calculate it here once, and then when you level up and you're done. That's all you have to do. And then the only thing I don't like is that I feel like they should have kind of what they did with the summon spells, is that they should have like unique actions depending on the type that it is. But it seems that they've done that with the types of damage that the creature is. So if it's, half your warlock level and then the creature type, which is cool. That's a cool way to make it unique. And then also, not only can they be overpowered, but they can be hard to find. They're difficult to figure out the abilities for, especially for new players and stuff like that. But even experienced players, we've had people who have familiars who are like, I don't know what this is supposed to be or where it's supposed to go. Here's your stat block. There it is. There you go. That's fine. Yeah, I think that if they gave them little like perks or something, I think that would be fun. A way to give them a new unique ability, or like something would be neat. I think that would be the best. But like if you gave them, I just like the way that they did the new summon spells in Tasha's, where the type that you summon does a different type of ability. I think you could do that instead of just one stat block. You do like 2 or 3, or just give them like, if they are a dragon, then they get this thing or something. I don't know. Whatever. What about my octopus familiar? Anyways, Pax weapon. Tracing arcane sigils into the air, you conjure a simple or martial weapon of your choice in your outstretched hand, or you create a bond with a magic weapon you touch. I love the way they describe stuff. I've really liked the way they've written a lot of this new stuff. It gives me lots of ideas. The weapon you conjure or touch must lack the heavy property, and the spell fails if you touch a magic item that is attuned to something else. To someone else, sorry. For the duration, the weapon grants you the following benefits. Eldritch Warrior. When you attack with the weapon, you can use your spellcasting ability modifier for the attack and damage rolls instead of using your strength or dexterity. Cool. You have proficiency with the weapon. Returning weapon. If the weapon has thrown property, it returns to your hand immediately after hitting or missing a target. So instead of like the summon ability, it has that. The spell ends early if you cast a spell again or die. When it ends, a conjured weapon disappears or your bond with the magic weapon stops. When you reach 5th level as a warlock, you gain the extra attack feature for the conjured or magic weapon only. With that feature, you can attack twice with the weapon instead of once when you take the attack action on your turn. That's fine. Oh no, sorry. Oh no, I don't hate this. Everybody already says Hexblade's the best warlock. Everybody's like, yeah, warlock's cool, but I play Hexblade. Hexblade fun. Boomerang warlock gang. Hell yeah. Pact Weapon is now level 1, and it gives Charisma 2 attack for Blade Locks, which I like, but it also means that Hexadin combo is still there and even easier. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how everybody liked to play Warlock anyways, so why not just give it to everybody? That's fine. It gives any caster ability score 2 attack. Yeah, that's a little weird, that it's just like any. But I mean, it gives a little variety to it, I suppose. I don't know. I don't hate this. Yeah, now Hexblade can be clerics. That's fine. That's everybody was already doing this anyways. They just made it a little. They don't want you to just dip into the class for it. You can. Well, it's just Warlock, so maybe you do. But also, I feel like the ability score thing should have maybe been a level 3 thing. Sure. Yeah, I guess. I just don't know how that looks while playing it. Because that's when you get the pact boons and stuff. But I don't know. As a flavor thing, I feel like this is cool because as a Warlock, I like getting my pact stuff kind of level 1. Like that was the thing that happened in our Strixhaven game where Tyler's character had this pact weapon but didn't actually have it until like level 2. So it's just kind of weird. They don't want you to dip, makes it a cantrip. Yeah. You can find the PDF on D&D Beyond. Okay, let me look at... I'm still thinking about this because I'm trying to remember the original one. And I'm just going to look at it real fast. No, it's not Invocation. It's a Pact Boon. So what I remember is that you use your action to create it. Yeah, and you just make whatever you want. And then you can transform a magic weapon into it as well. So with this, you can conjure it, so you can still do it. Or you can create a bond with a magic weapon. The weapon you conjure, it just can't be heavy. Was that in the original? You had to be proficient with it. And it's magic for overcoming resistance and immunity. If you're more than 5 feet away from it, it disappears. You transform one weapon, course of an hour, short rest. And you can put in extra dimensional space. So you conjure... So this one is you conjure a simpler martial weapon of your choice into your outstretched hand. Or you create a bond with a magic weapon to your touch. The weapon you conjure or touch must lack the heavy property. Okay. Desmond Wooten, thank you for the 50. Thank you for being one of the cool D&D YouTubers I listen to. Love your thoughts. Thought process on a lot of your ideas for rules and RP flair. Plus, you just have fun, which makes everything you do enjoyable. Keep being you and keep going strong. Thank you so much, Desmond Wooten. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thanks. I like to have fun. That's the thing. Is if it sounds cool, it sounds fun, I'm normally down for it. And before everybody is just like, oh, you just like to do that because you think it's cool and whatever. It's like, dude, I've run so much D&D. The more we play, the more we're just like, just make it as fun as possible. Just whatever's going to be fun, we'll run with that. And I'll figure it out. Yeah, the no heavy thing's kind of weird. But maybe it's that they want it to be like a, what is yeah, okay, hang on. That's the part I'm having a weird time with here is why it's heavy and not like two-handed. I'll just scroll to the weapons. What's heavy? Glaive, great axe, great sword, halberd. This used to be a part of Hexblade. A lot of two-handed weapons are heavy. That seems to be the case. Yeah. Then why even have heavy? Just, for the longbow and the crossbow. It's two-handed as well. Why? Just... What single weapon? Heavy, two-handed, 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 heavy, two-handed. So, okay, what two-handed weapon? The Great Club is two-handed but not heavy. The short bow is two-handed but not heavy. That's it. The club and the bow. Whoa! That's dumb. just get rid of heavy. Heavy's stupid. That's ridiculous. Yeah, heavy just means if you're small, you're... I missed a bunch? I did not miss a bunch. I looked through all of them. Heavy's really dumb. Yeah, they just need to remove heavy. That's ridiculous. Just disadvantage if you're short. That's yeah. That's dumb. That's dumb. Anyways, and I think it'd be fine if they made packed weapon two-handed. But whatever. All right. Just don't be short easy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Imagine a halfling firing a musket. I can imagine a halfling firing a musket. What are you talking about? Disadvantage if you are short. Sounds like my dating life. Watsy, stop making short kings take the L. Gosh, Watsy. Watsy really said if you're below 4'5", you suck. You, not even. Like, smaller than that. 5'11", big oof, so small. 5'11" is not short. Yeah, it's dumb that they've been doing a lot of cool stuff for like species and race and stuff, but like kind of weird that. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, packed. I don't know. I don't really see packed. This is fine. This is fine. I don't really see too much of an issue with this. If anything, I think it's cool that you get it earlier. I think that the returning weapon part is awesome. It generally just sort of feels the same. I like that you can make it a little better. Overall, I know this is just a thing people really liked out of Warlock, and they're kind of just making it easier to get and do. So sure, yeah. Heavy is a property that if your weapon has it, then if you are considered small, like your size is not medium, but it is small, then you have disadvantage on the attack rolls. Pretty sure that's what it is. It sort of makes sense. Like a pixie holding a sword 5 times their body would be unwieldy. Then don't make it just heavy. What if the pixie's strong, or a slightly larger pixie, or the weapon is slightly smaller? Like just make it a strength thing. I don't know. All right, Scribe Spell we looked at. Sorcerer's Burst. This is neat. Sorcerer cantrip. Love that. You cast Sorceress. It's 120 feet action. You cast Sorcerer's Energy at one creature or object within range. Make a ranged attack roll against a target. On a hit, the target takes 1d6 damage. If you roll a 6 on a d6 for the spell, you can roll another d6 and add it to the damage. Okay, I read that and kind of didn't process any of it, so give me a sec. You cast Sorceress Energy at one creature or an object within range. Make a ranged attack roll against the target. On a hit, the target takes 1d6 damage. If you roll a 6 on the d6 for the spell, you can roll another d6 and add it to the damage. That's cool. So it like explodes a little bit. That's fun. That's fun and explosive for the sorcerer. That's cool. When you cast the spell, the maximum number of d6s you can add to the spell's damage increases by your spellcasting ability modifier. Oh, so, and then you can choose the damage. Okay. So it's exploding dice, but when you upcast it, it does more damage equal to your... That's cool. So it's just 1d6. Why is this crap? That's not a crap cantrip. This is just... There are cantrips that do way less damage than this. I want to see Stella from Strixhaven with some of these explosive spells. Hell yes. Hell yes. Same. Fellow Strixhaven enjoyer. It is a limit to the explosive. Wait, sorry. Maybe I misunderstood. On a hit, the target takes 1d6 damage. If you roll 6 on this spell, you can roll another d6 and add to the damage. Whenever you cast this spell, the maximum number of these d6s you can add to the spell's damage equals your ability modifier. Oh, so there's a limit to the explosion. That's what it is. So every time you roll a d6, you add another d6, add another d6, add another d6. but you can only do that so many times equal to your to your ability modifier. So if your charisma modifier is 3, you get a maximum of 3 exploding d6s. That's cool. That's great. That's a little limit that you get. So it doesn't just become enormous. Hi, Colton. If your charisma is +5, then you get up to 5 d6s. Thank you. Hi, buddy. Hi, hope you're doing well. Hope you're having fun with Final Fantasy, my guy. Thanks for stopping in. That's neat. Love that. I think that's cool. I think that's super fun. That's a really fun cantrip for sorcerers. That's great. This is super fun. Sorcerer's Vitality. There's more sorcerer stuff. Yes. 3rd level spell. Self. You draw on your innate magic to fill yourself with vitality. You regain a number of hit points equal to 2d6 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. And if you have any of the following conditions, they end on you: blinded, deafened, or poisoned. That's awesome. That's cool. Like, sorcerer has a little way to heal themselves. I love that. That's fun. Kind of taking a little bit of Celestial Sorcerer and giving it to all of them. I think that's great. It differentiates them a little bit from Wizard, which I'm here for. So, yeah. I think that makes sense for Sorcerer, to be honest. They just they just heal themselves up. That's super fun. Sorcery Incarnate. Concentration up to a minute. It's a bonus action. The magic within you blooms, transforming you into a glimmering being of magical energy for the duration. You regain 1d4 sorcery points. Until the spell ends, you also gain the following benefits. You can use up to 2 of your meta magic options on each spell you cast, provided you pay the sorcery point costs, and you have advantage on the attack rolls of every spell you cast. See, this is the response to the modify spell and stuff, which is that sorcerer just blows up, gets a bunch of cool stuff, and just powers up. Like, this is just a cool power-up ability. Man, that's awesome. Melania, Sorcerer of Mikola. This is cool. I love this. This makes Sorcerer feel like it just differentiates the two classes. They feel so different. All of your Sorcerer stuff is that instant gratification. You go Super Saiyan. You power up, you get your spell, you throw it, you hit a 6, it does another d6. You can make that lightning damage. Then you can do some meta magic, and then on your turn you can heal yourself, and then I'm not poisoned anymore, and then you just power up and do even more. Yeah. Colton just put, this is where I learned you couldn't use 2 meta magics at the same time before now. That's dumb. You should be able to. But now you can with Sorcery Incarnate. I love that. I think that's awesome. I think that's cool. I have nothing more to say. That's great. You get juice up as a sorcerer. That's perfect. All right, feats. Bonus feats at 20th level. I see 20th level and I just don't care. But you can use bonus feats as a form of advancement after characters get to 20th level. Oh, you can go beyond 20th level with bonus feats. That's neat. Feat descriptions. Colton, all I'm thinking about is if Spencer had this when she was playing Ahri in Tomb of Annihilation. This would have just made Spencer, like, have so much more fun. She could have done way more with Ahri. She would have been, like, keeping up with the party. She could have self-healed. She could have, like, powered up and done way more with her turns. She would have just felt a lot cooler having all of this stuff. Like, man, that's all I'm thinking about when I look at this, is just, like, how much more fun Sorcerer is going to feel to play. Yeah, definitely would have been far more of a fun time. Anyways. Okay. That's from the DMG. Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, base 5e Sorcerer is rough. 100%. DM gives wife power up. You know, sometimes I like to give my players power ups. I like them to feel like I want them to have fun. I haven't read Dancer yet. I'm getting there. Okay, Epic Boot of Dimensional Travel. What is this? Immediately after you take the attack action or the magic action, you can teleport up to 30 feet away. That's fun. Is there 20th level stuff? Guys, I'm be honest, I'm gonna skip through this. I kind of don't really care. I know these are gonna be these can be move 1 billion feet on your turn. They can be as awesome as they want. That's fine. Weapon Master prerequisite 4th level. You gain the following abilities: you increase your strength or dexterity by 1 to maximum of 20, and mastery property. You gain the training with the weapons. Your training with weapons allows you to use the mastery property of one kind of simpler martial weapon with your choice, provided that you're proficient with it. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can change the kind of weapon that you chose to get another eligible kind. That's really cool, and that gives you the little perk things. So it's a feat, so anybody can take it so long as they're 4th level. That is such a win. What a win. That is so cool. Olivier, Atlantica, Cyrus. Yeah, all of the characters that I'm thinking about right now in our Arcane Arcade games that were like, I think I should be a sorcerer. Oh, and then it just kind of actively made them feel worse. Yeah, definitely. Mastery properties. Yeah, go watch the first half of the stream, Colton. The mastery properties, Colton, are basically Baldur's Gate 3 weapon abilities. The stuff that they basically give you a cool ability that you can use with your weapon attacks. And it is really, really, really cool. Super awesome. Like, I love them. Anyways, going past feats here. Barbarian. Warrior class group. Ability strength. Yep. I'm not going to read all this flavor text, although I know it's really cool. I think that all the flavor text that they've been writing has been really, really awesome, and it feels very cool. Okay, design note, Barbarian updates. Here are the main updates in the class, most of which were inspired by the Player's Handbook survey in 2021. Rage now can be extended with a bonus action each round. Taking damage doesn't extend it, but forcing someone to make a saving throw does. Interesting. The focus is now on what you do, not on what's done to you. Also, the playtest rage can last for 10 minutes rather than 1 minute. Finally, rage is now stopped in the incapacitated condition. I like that a lot. That's cool. You can rage stealth. That's so interesting. Okay, so, I think that just hearing this just now, I think that's super cool because I always felt like rage felt very passive, and the idea that things happening to you sucks. You have to go in there and like, well, I didn't get hit, so now my rage ends. Now you have to activate your rage, and you're responsible for it. Love it. What are you guys talking about with the ability checks? Taking damage doesn't expend it. Making somebody make a saving throw does. Rage perception. I have special eyes. I'm so angry you can't see me. Yeah. I always thought rage, contrary to the literal name of it called rage, now in the distance of our D&D-ness, I've always found rage is more of like a hyper focus. Like you just like a power up. We were just talking about that. You just power up and you intensify your ability into something, which could be attacking, which could be, running, which could be sort of anything. So what is the skill check thing? What are you guys talking about? There's something with skill checks? Oh boy. We'll just keep reading. Weapon mastery is now a first level feature, giving you new ways to... Okay, so they're giving weapon mastery to classes early on. Love that. That's great. Just great. That's so awesome. Primal Knowledge is a new second level feature, which unlocks non-combat functionality for rage. Okay. Danger Sense has now been merged with Feral Instinct, and the limitations have been removed. Cool. That's awesome. Indomitable Might has moved from 18th level to 9th level. Thank God. Brutal Critical has moved from 9th level to 11th level, and its extra damage has been increased and now scales with your level. Fantastic. Persistent Rage has moved from 15th level to 13th level. I don't remember what all these do. So, Relentless Rage has moved, and instead of restoring you to 1 hit point, it restores a number of hit points equal to twice your Barbarian level. This change will help prevent Barbarian from immediately dropping back to 0 hit points. Love that. That's great. I think that makes a lot of sense. Rage Resurgence is now a 17th level feature that restores the use of Rage whenever you roll initiative. Yes. Cool. But it's so high level, but sure. Primal Champion has moved from 20th level to 18th level, and its increase was changed from 4 to 2. And Epic Boon is now a 20th level feature, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Creating Barbarian, multi-classing Barbarian. Okay, we're going to skip past this. First level Rage. You can imbue yourself with primal power that is called your rage, a force that grants you extraordinary might and resilience. You can enter it as a bonus action, provided you aren't wearing heavy armor. Sounds good. You get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. You make an attack with a weapon or unarmed strike using strength and deal damage to the target. Extra damage, shown in the rage category. You get advantage on strength checks and saving throws. You can't maintain concentration. You can't cast spells. This is how it has been. This is the part that is different. But the rage lasts until the end of your next turn, and it ends early if you don heavy armor or have the incapacitated condition. If your rage is still active on your next turn, you can extend the rage for another round by doing one or more of the following: make an attack roll against the enemy, force an enemy to make a saving throw, take a bonus action to extend your rage. That's great. That's super cool. You can just do things to make your rage extend. That's how it should be. Love that. Unarmored defense, cool. Weapon mastery, we already went over that. That's super awesome. Primal knowledge. You gain proficiency, this is second level, you gain proficiency in another skill of your choice from the skill list of skills available to barbarians at first level. In addition, while your rage is active, you can channel primal power when you attempt certain tasks. Whenever you make an ability check using one of the following skills, you can make it as a strength check, even if it normally uses a different ability: acrobatics, intimidation, perception, stealth, or survival. When you use this ability, your strength represents primal power coursing through and around you. That's so cool. That's awesome. Angry flips. Yeah, you just, oh, this is so great. Yeah. The Rangers looking out across the fields, you know, they're trying to find the prey. You know, they're trying to look out for any enemies that are coming nearby, and they fail that check. Barbarian comes over, puts their hand on their shoulder, and it's just like, I got this. That is hilarious. That is awesome. What are you talking about? And then if you're raging, you can make them at advantage. Come on. That's great. That's so cool. Rage open the lock. Straight stealth. Everybody's like, we gotta be quiet. All right, barbarian, you being quiet? And they're just like, yeah, I'm quiet. Come on, buddy. Come on. You got this, man. You got this. They're just like hyping themselves up. Come on, man. They're just getting like, they're sweaty tryhards. That's so awesome. I think that's great. I think that's super fun. Second level, reckless attack. You can throw aside all concern for defense to attack with fierce desperation. When you make your first attack roll on your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly, doing the advantage. I think that's the same thing. Okay, get your barbarian subclass at third level. Fourth level feet, fifth level extra attack, fifth level fast movement. You get increased by 10 feet as long as you aren't wearing heavy armor. Subclass feature Feral Instinct. Your instincts are so honed that you have advantage on initiative rolls and dexterity saving throws. I love that ability. I think that's fun. Yeah, the barbarian being a little bit of a skill monkey is not what was not on my bingo card, but I think it's really funny. Like that's awesome. Is there something with unarmed defense? No. All right. I think that's great. Overall, I think this is very cool. Kind of looked at all the changes that they made already, and I think that this is funny. Okay. Here's why I like this primal knowledge a lot. I think it does the same thing that I was talking about with the sorcerer stuff up above. It makes the player think differently about the rules and how the game operates. So when they go, okay, I want to rage and get a bonus to my history check on, I just want to get a bonus to my history check. The DM's like, okay, what does that look like? What do you do? What does that, what does you being in a rage with an intelligence check look like? And the player now has to think about what that is. Do they does their rage channel into their mind? Like are they getting default angry? Are they getting angry so they just start blood starts pumping to their head and they just start thinking as hard as they can, and then they power up and have a moment where they have that epiphany? Or is it that it's sort of like a primal focus? They're just scanning everything that they know, and it fuels them to be powerful. It now makes rage feel more like a magic ability than it makes it feel like just getting angry, or they remember something from their past, or it channels something within them. There's more of that focus on emotion with the barbarian than there is. You can't do history. Oh, it has to be acrobatics, intimidation, perception, stealth, or survival. Okay, well, I would even be cool if it was history. I'm just saying that would be neat. I wouldn't even care if there wasn't a limit to it. I like that they're basically making it so that you can do strength checks with intimidation. That's cool. Survival's neat. Perception, yeah, all of that's cool. I think all of that's really great. It forces the character to think about the role play aspect of their character, which is neat. So, just saying. The brain is a muscle. Let us make history checks. Seriously, I'd be cool with that. That'd be fun. Yeah, sure, the list makes sense, but like, I mean, whatever. Okay. I'm gonna move on because there's a lot here. Oh, Berserker. I guess I'll look at Berserker. Design note: Path of Berserker updates. Here are the main updates to this subclass. Thank you so much for making this. Frenzy is no longer causes you to gain a level of exhaustion. In addition, it causes you to deal extra damage each round that you use Reckless Attack instead of giving you a bonus action attack, which conflicts with Rage's use of bonus action. Interesting. So, but you can... I see. So, but if you make an attack roll, then you can continue your Rage. So you deal extra damage each round instead of giving you a bonus action attack. Oh, I see. So you don't use your bonus action. You deal extra damage to the first target you hit on your turn with a strength-based attack. To determine the extra damage, roll a number and determine the extra damage. Cool. Barbarian sneak attack. So you do more the longer you rage? What? No, you don't. If you use Reckless Attack while your rage is active, you deal extra damage to the first target you hit on your turn with a strength-based attack. Yeah, it's like sneak attack. I mean, that's cool. If you use Reckless Attack while your rage is active, you deal extra damage to the first target you hit on your turn with a strength-based attack. Yeah. So if you're first, the first person you hit, you do a giant hit. And then to determine the extra damage, roll a number of d6s equal to your rage damage bonus and add them together. That's great. That's really fun. I liked the exhaustion thing, but I get why they remove it. Like that, I'm not hung up on that. That's fine. Mindless Rage ends the charmed and frightened conditions on you rather than merely suspending them. Perfect. I didn't even know it did that. Retaliation is moved from 14th level to 10th level. What is Retaliation? When you take damage from a creature that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to make one melee attack against the creature using weapon or unarmed strike. Hell yeah, it's like Gloomhaven. That's cool. I honestly didn't know that was an ability, probably because it was 14th level and we rarely play at that high. So love that it's 10th. That's fun. And then Intimidating Presence has moved from 10th level to 14th level. Okay. And it has been improved. It can affect a group of creatures rather than only one, and your rage extends its range, and you don't have to spend your action to extend the duration. That's super fun. Great. Love it. I'm not a big Barbarian fan, but this makes me like it a little more. I think that's really neat. Especially this combined with the weapon stuff, I think is super cool. So, yeah. I think this is great. I think it was great. Oh god, what they do to fighter? All right, I think I'm just gonna read the design updates, the updates here, because this is gonna take forever if we don't. So I'm just gonna do that. Design note: fighter updates. Here are the main updates in this class, most of which were inspired. Okay, Persuasion has been added to the class list of skills with an eye on the fantasy archetype of the persuasive warrior who leads others. Hell yeah, love that. Second Wind can now be used more than once between long rests without requiring a short rest. What? Second Wind can now be used more than once between long rests without requiring a short... That's cool. That's great. I think Second Wind is I just want everybody to know World Fighter is my second favorite class. So I love Second Wind. I think it being like a what's the word? Like a flagship fighter ability is perfect. So stand behind me. Yeah. Weapon Mastery. I think Weapon Mastery is going to make fighter a lot of fun. Action Surge is now limited to certain fighter themed actions. Interesting. Okay. We'll see about that. Weapon Expert is a new 7th level feature. Okay. Indomitable now gives you a bonus to the reroll equal to your fighter level. Cool. Weapon Adept. All right. Improved Action Surge is moved from 17th to 15th. Cool. Unconquerable is a new 17th level feature which incorporates extra use functionality formerly a part of Indomitable. Okay. 3 extra attacks moved from 20th to 18th. Yeah. Love that. Okay. So it seems like the biggest thing is Second Wind, Weapon Mastery. I like that they gave Persuasion. That's cool. Let's look. So you have a limited well of stamina that you can draw on to recover from harm. This is Second Wind. As a bonus action, you can regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus your fighter level. Awesome. And that's normal. And you can use this feature twice, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. I know how a fighter works, guys. I'm definitely not looking up how many times it normally is when you're just a normal fighter. I know how all this works. Oh, it's once. Okay, so normal Second Wind is once. So this is 2 times, but doesn't recharge every short rest. Instead, charges every long rest. So, y'all, that means you use it less. Can now be used more than once between long rests without requiring a short rest. Don't write it like that. You can use it less now. Okay. When you reach certain fighter levels, you gain more use of this feature as shown in the Second Wind column of the fighter table. I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was mistaken. It increases. Okay. Never mind. This is awesome. So cool. I'm on my 4th Second Wind now. Oh, that's so cool. No, this is great. Never mind. I apologize for I regret what I said. I think this is cool. Okay. Weapon Mastery. Your training with weapons allows you to use the mastery property of 3 kinds of simpler martial weapons of your choice. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can practice weapon drills and change what kinds of weapons you choose. This is great. So I know that in their design ideas, they've always wanted fighter to feel like you can use tons of different weapons. And that is dumb when all the weapons in 5th edition all feel the same, except some just do more damage than others. But the idea that you can now get new special abilities with them akin to Battle Master. Hopefully they don't take Battle Master and gut it. It's not in here. Please don't gut Battle Master. I love Battle Master. You can, there's just even more variety with fighter. You can do so much with this class now. And I think that is super fun. Yeah. Fighter Big Brain. You just get to, man, that is so cool. So cool. So, and it changes, and you can change them like each day, right? Whenever you finish a long rest. Yeah. That just gives so much variety to the play of fighter. You're not just stuck. You're just like, well, I'm proficient with every weapon. I'll just pick one and just run with that. Now you have all these options of weapons that you can use and all these different things that you can do in combat at like level 1. That is so cool. It's so freaking awesome. Okay. Action Surge. Okay, so on your turn with Action Surge, you can only do attack, disengage, or dodge. Okay, at least it's not just attack. You still get dash, disengage, or dodge, which I think is fine. I'm not big on this. I really liked the idea of you being able to Action Surge and kind of do anything. I think the only thing I didn't like was the spells. But there were some times where you just kind of wombo combo some spells like that, and it was really fun. And you only get it once, a short or long rest. So, meh. Cutting out the double fireball. Yeah, that's a little powerful. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. I'm still thinking about this. I'd play with it and see. This is the only thing I don't like so far. I really liked you to be able to kind of do whatever, but it's fine. It's a multi-class nerf. Valid. Yeah, so far this is so okay. A lot of the nerfs that they've done within this aren't really nerfs. There's a way that this sort of makes something else fun to play, or it power like if they're taking away this, there's something else within it that it's giving you. So far, this one doesn't do either of that. It's just a limit. This is like the first one they did. They did with like the D20 rolls, I think, where it was just like you couldn't crit on things. There wasn't anything that added. It just took away. So all this does is take away, which kind of sucks. So, yeah, I don't know. If they did something like, okay, you can do this, but you get a little bonus to it or something. Yeah, it's not a nerf either. Agree, it's just a curb. So, yeah. Anyways, so far this is great. Weapon expert. I'll read this one and then I'll probably move on. You have honed your use of weapons to an art. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can choose one of the kinds of mastery weapons you're using and replace its mastery options with another mastery property. What? The chosen kind of weapon must qualify for the new weapon. For example, you could replace a longsword's flex property with the push property. That is so awesome. That's like wizard. It's like you can modify spells. You're modifying weapons. You could flavor this in so many different ways. It could be that you've learned a new way to use the weapon, or maybe you've like altered the weapon in some way. That is so awesome. Oh, that is so cool. Man. Very cool. Okay. I'm going to move on. I really like all of this. Unconquerable is neat. Whenever you're in great peril, you can tap into a deep well of resilience within yourself. If you fail a saving throw and your indomitable feature is expended, you can use it again by expending a use of your second wind, which also heals you. That's so cool. Love that. Very cool. Yeah. Well, all of this is great. Love it. The only thing is action surge, meh. But maybe they should just say that you can't do spells with it. I think that's the only. I think I'd be okay with that. All right. What'd they do with champion? Adaptable Victor is now 3rd level ability, giving the champion non-combat utility. Cool. Your attack rolls with weapons and unarmed strikes can score a critical hit. Oh no, that was Adaptable Victor. You've studied your friends and foes alike and learned that victory relies on adaptability. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can gain proficiency in one skill from those available to the class at 1st level. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Heroic Warrior is a new ability. The thrill of battle drives you towards victory. Once per combat, you can give yourself heroic advantage if you start your turn without it. That's neat. That's neat. That's pretty cool. Survivor has been enhanced. It also benefits your death saving throws. Yes. Cool. All right. I'm going to move on. Weapon Adept. I skipped it. What about Weapon Adept? You are a master of weapons. When you use your Weapon Expert feature on a kind of weapon, you can give that kind of weapon 2 properties rather than 1. Oh man. You can make the decision before the attack hits or misses. Wow. God, this is so cool. This just makes fighters way more fun. This just makes fighters way, way, way more. The fact that they're giving more customizability. That's exactly what everybody has always wanted from 5e. It's like, this is cool. This is fun. We like how customizable this is. Now give us more of that. Give us more of the ability to completely customize my character and make them feel different. And not just when I level up. Long rests. Ugh. It's perfect. It was perfect. It was down to the very detail. Okay. Sorcerer design notes. I'm just gonna read design notes because this is taking forever. Okay, innate sorcery is now 1st level feature, giving 2 sorcerer only abilities that represent roiling magic within. The other new sorcery features in this playtest emphasize the sorcerer's ability to tap into their innate magic to create extraordinary effects. Yes, love it. Spellcasting gives more spells to the sorcerer. Now capping at 22 instead of 15. That's everything I've been asking. Everything I've been asking. That is, oh my god, that is so, so, so good. Thank you. Please. Sorcerer is going to be actually fun to play. Meta Magic is moved from 3rd level to 2nd level. The feature now gives you Meta Magic options instead of 2. That's great. That's great. Source of Vitality, a 5th level feature. They're features. You just get them. No, Sorcerer's Vitality is a new 5th level. Sorry? Yeah, it's just a spell. That's great. I love that. I love that. Honestly, I kind of like that you can dispel them. Their abilities that you can dispel. I think that's fine. I think that dispel magic in general is sort of weak. I think that if you... The counterspelling is a little weird. I don't like that. The counterspelling sucks. But I think dispel magic, doing it a little later, is fine. So, yeah. Okay. Arcane Eruption, Sorcerer's... Yeah. That all great. All great. Sorcerer's Restoration moved from 20th level to 50th level. Arcane Hypothesis, 18th level feature. Whoa. Okay. I gotta look at that. You are now so suffused with magic that you can alter reality itself. You always have the wish spell prepared, and if you undergo the spell's casting stress, you have no chance of losing the ability to cast the spell. In addition, you can cast a wish spell to replicate a spell of 1 through 8th level without expending the 9th level slot. You can spend a slot of the replicated spell's level. Once you use a wish spell, you can't do it again until you finish a long rest. That's awesome. That's cool. That's just great. That's what 18th level should be. That's what it. That's you. You become Jafar. Essentially, you are Jafar. That's so funny. Why am I going to be sad? Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, well, okay. Mana magic options. Careful spell now prevents an affected creature from taking half damage on a successful save. Very cool. Distance spell increases a spell's range by a number of feet based on your sorcerer level rather than doubling the spell's range. For most spells, this results in a greater increase than before. That's great. Extended spells now make it easier to maintain concentration on the affected spells. Heightened spell now costs 2 sorcery points rather than 3 and imposes a disadvantage on all the target saves rather than spells only on the first save. Quicken spell now includes a clarification on how it interacts with the game's general rule on casting bonus action spells. We discovered that some players read Quicken spell as an exception to that general rule, which was not our intent. Oh my god! Seeking spell has been imported from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything! If you make an attack roll for a spell and miss, and you cast 2 sorcery spells to reroll a d20, and you can use it. Subtle spell now also removes the need for material components on the affected spell unless it consumes material components. Transmuted spell has been imported. Twin spell has been redesigned. The 2014 version was too powerful. Agree. Since it basically allowed you to cast 2 spells in the same turn, as in Quicken spell, and to cast extra spell with a sorcery point discount. Yep. The targeting limitation of Twin Spell failed to contain how overpowered the option was and caused confusion. The new version of Twin Spell keeps the sorcery point discount with Quicken Spell carrying the extra spell on a turn weight. This redesign is allows to remove the targeting limitation that Twin Spell has before, so they made it easier, they made it less powerful, they made it better to understand, they made Sorcerer just generally better. All of the meta magic options are actually fun to take and they make sense and they're not stupid and weird and hard to understand. Oh! Okay. That's great. Love it. It's perfect. Yep. It's so good. It's so good. What are you talking about? Twin spells bad. When you cast a 1st to 5th level spell that you also cast on your previous turn by expending a spell slot, you can fuel this turn's casting of the spell by spending a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level rather than expending a spell slot. What about that? What about that? That just makes more sense. They explained it. They literally explained it. Why take a Quicken spell when you can just take Twin spell? Now Twin spell, Quicken spell is that when you cast a spell that has a casting time of an action, you can spend 2 sorcery points to take the casting time to do a bonus action for this casting. They're 2 different things now. I think it's great. I think it's great. Joab Pelling, thanks for the 199. Check out what level you get your subclass. Oh, man. Come on. Come on. Why? This is the only thing I don't like about the new updates is they put subclass at 3rd level. Honestly, I'd put everyone at 1st. Yeah. That all class at third level. That's stupid. That's really stupid, especially for Paladin and Warlock. That is absolutely dumb. They reverted it. Bards at third. This is 6. Cleric is at third. I think that's dumb. The Cleric is really stupid for being at third. Druid is at third. Dumb. Monk? Third. Yeah. Paladin is... This is the worst one. I hate that this is at third. It's... The whole point of the class is that you make an oath, and it determines your... Your oath... Your oath is why you get your magic. That is the whole point of the class. Why would you're gonna make a fake oath and it doesn't do you anything until third level? It doesn't matter. Why? That's so dumb. Sorcerer's like, you're literally born with the power. You're born with the power. You have it in you. XP to level 1. Seriously. I know that they were talking about, I know that they were like, well, we don't want players to be picking their subclasses at level 1. There's there's tons of options at level 1. Dude, there are already tons of options in this game. There are tons of races and species. There are tons of classes. There are tons of feats. There's bonkers stuff. There's tons of spells that you have to pick from. This is not overwhelming people. This is not something that people look at and go, oh God, gee, what subclass do I pick? Like, no, just put it at 1. This is so vital for determining your character's like flavor, that what this is doing, putting all of the subclasses at third level, is not making first level easier. It is making first level like less fun to play, because at first level you feel like a lesser baby version of the idea of your character. Because when me and my friends think about our characters, we're thinking about subclass around level 1. It is less often that a player is like, oh, well, I don't really know what subclass I'm going to be yet, because we often start our games at level 1. Now putting every class at third level just makes me look at level 1 and go, cool, I'm not playing that. Like, why? We already have ideas for our characters. We know what we want their abilities to have. I don't want us to have these weird, tiny versions of our characters at first level. And then what this also does is now everybody's going to default in starting at third level. So the idea that you are making the game easier, that you're making the game have less options and be easier for new players to understand. Now all these DMs are going to go, well, nah, I like to start at third level, and you're now overwhelming them even more because you're putting the fun thing that gives all your characters like flavor at first level. It's so counterintuitive. It's very dumb. It does not play. This is opposite Ludo narrative. I really, really dislike this. Anyways, this is the one thing I really dislike. And unfortunately, not something that you can just homebrew. The way you homebrew, because I am somebody who likes playing at first level. That is why I made this book. Because playing at first level sucks. Playing at first level is not fun, and I wanted to make it fun, because I think that you can make first level really fun. Because there are some classes, like Warlock, that get their subclass at first level, which makes so much sense, because you don't get your magic until you pick the type of patron you have. And lots of people don't like playing at first level because the adventures aren't fun, and y'all keep doing stuff like this to make first level just not enjoyable to play. God, first level's so much fun. If the limit of your abilities and the fact that you get to play your character at a point where they're weak, but not like entirely killable, just at a point where they're not super strong, is so satisfying when you get to level up. It's also really nice for Dungeon Masters, because Dungeon Masters don't have to go so crazy hard at higher levels in order to make their 5th level party that they've just started the game with fun. Anyways, Moman7, thanks for the $5. To be devil's advocate, I always RP'd it that I am an acolyte until getting to level 3. Like, I took the oath and I need to prove my conviction. Yes. That's what everybody does. That's what we all do. We all just just make it up, basically. We all just like, all right, fine. I'm picking my subclass ahead of time. That's what we had to do in Strixhaven and with the Pact Boons, which is why it was kind of cool that the Pact Boons you kind of get at level 1 now, because it's like, well, I think I want to play a character that has this ability already, but I don't get it until level 2, and I'm like, well, I don't really want to start the game at level 2. Level 1 can 100% be fun. It's unfortunate that it levels 1 through 5 are literally my favorite levels. That is my favorite way to play D&D is levels 1 through 5. Anyways, sorry. No, I cannot stop shouting, Robert Jameson. I refuse. I will continue to shout. And Crawford goes, you can RP having 2 patrons and watch them bicker. That's funny, but not what every character wants to do. Anyways. Sucks. What other classes don't get this? Yep, Rangers at 3. Rogues at 3. I mean, those are all 3 in 5e, but if I was behind the design team, I'd put them all at 1. 100%. All right. That sucks. Okay, anyways, I'm going to move on from Sorcerer. I know there's a lot in here, but, oh god. They updated Draconic Sorcery. Formerly Draconic Bloodline, the new naming convention for Sorcerer subclass X Sorcery, where X is like Draconic, Aberrant, or Clockwork. Cool. Draconic Resilience now gives a base AC that is 10 plus your Dexterity and Charisma modifiers rather than 13 plus your Dexterity modifier. This will change a result higher AC at higher levels. Oh, cool. I'm not a big fan of high ACs, but whatever. Formerly Draconic Ancestor now lets you communicate with any creature that has a dragon type. This damage choice has moved from Elemental Affinity. That's great. Elemental Affinity no longer charges a sorcery point for the resistance. In surveys, people have requested more uses for the damage type associated with this feature. The playtest versions of Draconic Exhalation and Dragon Wings both respond to that request. That's great. Draconic Exhalation has replaced Draconic Presence, a low-rated feature in the subclass. Okay. And Dragon Wings now modifies sorcery and current includes a damage option. All right, cool. Any new merch drops scheduled? No. I should probably do that, huh? Give me merch ideas while I scroll and try to find Warlock stuff. Oh boy, you guys said this was gonna be bad. Okay. Wizard pins? That'd be fun. Okay. Design note, Warlock updates. Just to let everybody know, Warlock's my favorite class. All right, I'm not taking this personally or anything. I'm just saying I love this class. I love the way it works. So far, what they've done with it is not bad. And yeah, hello, surprise! It's my wife and my baby. Come here, say hi to chat. Say hi, hi. Do you see yourself? Can you say hi? Hi. Good job. Do you want to get in here? No, Spencer's remaining off camera. She did get she got wombo comboed by the dresser on the side of her head. Her first boo boo, but she's okay. She's strong. You're strong. Zoot. Whoa, whoa. She just turned 1, everybody. She's 13 months now. She just likes to jump. Can you give me a high five? Yay! Can you give me a high five? Good. No, high five. High five. Good job. Good job. Can you say ouch? Ouch. Can you say uh-oh? Say uh-oh, they put all the subclasses at 3rd level. Uh-oh. Say uh-oh, that sucks and that's bad game design. Say uh-oh, Jacob doesn't like that. I'm going to make my channel XP to level 1 in protest. Can you say hi? Just gonna wave? Okay. Boop. Can you say mama? Mama. Hi. Can you say dada? Can you say you get advantage on your turn? Can you say dice? Can you say Warlock best class? Can you say... You're overwhelming her. Love you. Okay. Can you say chat? That's what somebody said. Can you say chat? No. She's like, I said 3 words. I'm good. Okay. So everybody says there are a lot of people saying she looks like you.
Aw, thank you.
Okay. So Warlock updates. Was there something you needed?
I just wanted to know when you're gonna be done.
Probably soon.
Soon?
Yep.
I want coffee.
Oh, she wants coffee.
Get me a coffee, guys.
No.
Yeah,
No,
tell
no.
them
I don't think they can hear you. I don't think they can hear. I think you have to do face reveal and get over the mic. Oh man. How many short rests do you normally get? I normally run with I like to have long days in my D&D games.
Say bye. Say bye.
Bye. I'll see you soon.
Wait.
Haha, they didn't hear you. Got them. All right. So don't.
Tell him to get me a coffee.
Chat. It's every day. All right. It's every day. It's every day, chat.
I'm a mother.
That's fair. That's valid. Tell her about sorcerer changes. I will. I'm going to tell her about the sorcerer changes. They made sorcerer awesome. They made sorcerer so good. No. I was screaming. Oh my god. You guys in your hearts. You're very cute. I'm going. No, Spencer's very, very picky. She likes one kind of coffee. She does not like. I have tried so hard to make her coffee, to recreate the coffee that she loves, and it does not. She only likes one thing, and it's the only. We don't get it every day, but oh, that woman, I love her very, very, very much. She likes one coffee. What's the coffee? Where's the coffee? We have so much coffee here. We have Keurig. We have an espresso machine. I can make drip coffee. I can make so much. I love a great variety. Although I'm more of an Americano enjoyer myself. But Spencer only likes one kind. What's it called? Good coffee? I have a French press. I used to have a French press, but I don't use it as much anymore. I prefer drip. I love tea as well. Tea is the best. No, she does not like Starbucks. Spencer's default order that she gets all the time is a medium Golden Eagle with oat milk and soft top from Dutch Bros. Yeah, soft top. She just gets a little soft top, all right? But that is the thing she likes. Yeah. No, Dutch Bros is great. I love Dutch Bros. Okay, so Warlock. We need to get into this. Medium armor is now included in the class's armor to be better support warlocks walk a melee-oriented path. Perfect. Yeah, just move them away from being okay, this has always been my thing with warlocks, which is warlock's great. I love warlocks. I'm not like a hexblade enjoyer. I like hexblade. I think it's cool, but hexblade is just it's become the default warlock to play because everybody wants to have melee options when they play a warlock because it's fun. And so them moving it to more of a default sorcerer thing, I think is perfect. I think they should keep that up. Love that. Why are you guys putting why is everybody putting the the blushing emoji? Why are you guys all putting the blushing emoji? What is happening? I don't understand. Now it's 100. All right. Now don't do it more. Stop. Why are you doing that? At soft top, it's all at soft top. All right. Everybody gets soft top. Okay. Soft top. I cast soft top. I'm gonna use my turn to soft top. I'm gonna on my turn. I'm gonna concentrate on 10 minutes for soft top. It's for coffee. It goes on coffee. It can go on a rebel, and it's so good. Highly recommend it. Anyways, power word top. Yeah. So, power word soft top. Hey yo, soft top. I prefer hard bottom. Oh, shut up. Okay. Okay. All right. Pact Boon. We gotta read the class, guys. Stop talking about soft top. Pact Boon has moved from third level to first level. Now gives you Eldritch Blast, Hex, and a spell of your choice from a group of 3, all of which are now exclusive to Warlocks. I think that is very cool. I really like that. The spell you choose is connected to the spellcasting ability a choice that you make. Spells incorporate previous functionality in all 3 pact options. Okay, Jacob, you said you really like Warlock and like the way it functions. Why do you say you like these changes that are happening to it? Me personally, I think that Warlock is super fun out of all the classes that we already have. I think that this is just improving on it, off of it, and making it more fun by making, you know, a quick little subclass dip into it a little harder, but also by giving Warlock a more unique identity behind Eldritch Blast and Hex, and giving the option to choose between all 3 takes what I already like and makes it even better. Very cool. I get more variety within the class. All right. Pact Magic has been replaced by spellcasting. The most requested change to Warlocks has been for them to be able to use their spells more often. They now therefore cap out at 15 spell slots instead of 4. Okay. Interesting. I'm willing to hear it out. Eldritch Invocations now cap out at 9 invocations rather than 8. That's cool. Mystic Arcanum has become an Eldritch Invocation option. Oh, cool! That's perfect. Which is now available as soon as 5th level. Yes! Yes! That's great. I love that. Contact Patron is now an 11th level feature allowing you to contact the patron directly. Fuck yes. I love that so much. Anybody saying that they don't like that is stupid. That's the greatest thing ever. Sorry, you're not stupid. I just think that this is an ability I think it's been a thing. Everybody just does anyways, and we should just have in the game. It's perfect. Hexmaster is now an 18th level feature. I don't know what that is. Eldritch Master has been removed since it was based on Pact Magic. Okay. What was that? Oh, it's 20th level ability. You get your spell slots back? Okay. I don't care. Eldritch Master has been removed. Epic Boon is the new 20th level feature. Perfect. Why is this bad? What are you guys talking about? Okay, it's that they have more spells now? It's my favorite class. Has to Google what it does. It's 20th level. I don't play at 20th level, dude. Literally, we rarely ever get above, like, 12th. And when we are above 12th level, it is, like, it's for a few games. This is end game stuff. This is, like, a couple of, like, this... For our campaigns, this is 80 to 90% of the campaign, and this is the last 10 to 20%. We rarely even get here. We don't do it. So, yeah, cool. You should be able to be doing insane stuff here, in my opinion. So, yeah. Anyways, so the Warlock's a half caster now, instead of having the buffed... Mystic Arcanum is not good. It lost its uniqueness. It's a half caster. Okay, yeah, that was the only thing I was looking at and was like, but we'll see. We'll see. Delving into Eldritch Secrets, you have learned how to cast spells. You get cantrips and you get your spell slots, and it's just like being an artificer, basically. Sorry, I'm just skimming through this. So instead of having the ability where your spells are basically always upcasted as you get them, and you only have like 2 or 4 spell slots, you are now just getting a bunch of spell slots instead. Yeah. I think I agree that it does feel a little less unique. How many are you getting? 2, 3, 4. So it's okay. So it's just like Ranger or you have to take invocations to get 6th to 9th level spells. Oh, so okay. I see. So, okay. So they have taken... So normally you were getting Mystic Arcanum, which gave you those higher level spells. Now you have to use your invocation slots. You're taking away from invocations to get those higher level slots instead. Okay. Yeah, that's meh. I don't hate it, but it's meh. Okay. Let me look at the Mystic Arcanum thing. Wow, I need to look at all the Eldritch Invocation options in a sec. Okay, Mystic Arcanum. It's 5th level Warlock or higher. Your explorations of the arcane have unlocked magic within you. Choose one spell from your arcane spell list that is a level for you. Qualify. Look for your Warlock level on the table to see the maximum level spell you can have with that. You can cast a chosen spell without spelling a spell slot, and you finish a long rest before you can do so again. You can take this invocation more than once. Each time you do the spell you gain must be of a different level from any other spell you've chosen. I mean, the trade-off is that you're getting this earlier. You're getting more spells. Yeah, and you can change it. Okay, so what I'm seeing with this is they have taken away that unique ability that is maximizing your small spell slots. But in turn, they've made this way more customizable. Because now you're getting a much larger list of spells that you're getting at an earlier level, and you can cast them more. And even then, you could still just upcast if you wanted to. Like, if anything, it was just kind of forcing you into a box, which was fine. I think that was cool, but I think that this is giving more variety to the Warlock. So, okay, you don't get 5th level spells until 17th level. What are you talking about? That's not true. You could at 5th level Warlock, you could get, hang on. Sorry, I lost my spot. Mystic Arcanum. That's what I'm looking for. Jacob, please. Please find the thing, Jacob. Please find it. Oh. I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. Where are you? There, God. At 5th level, you can get a 3rd level spell. Spell slots. 5th level spell slots are 17th level. That's a half caster. 5th level spells. Okay, so they were originally at 9th, but it was just the level that you were casting them at. Got it. I understand. I see now. Yeah, that is a little stinky. Okay, the reason why this is stinky to me is because what this takes away from is the Warlock's ability to feel powerful. You felt like you had a limited option that gave you tons of power, which is exactly what a Warlock is, right? You're delving into the dark magics. You don't cast magic the same way everybody else does. And now you have this ability where you just explode with your spells. But now what this does is it gives you more variety, but you're dipping into more stuff. They're putting more of a focus onto the melee Warlock, which is what people like to use Warlock for. And if in case you didn't know, lots of people like Hexblade. Lots of people like to play the spell sword. Warlock is perfect for that. Okay, I think before I say anything more, I need to read the invocations. Design note: Eldritch Invocation updates. Beguiling Influence has been replaced with Lessons of the First Ones, which can be used to take the skilled feat or another eligible feat. That's cool. The invocations have such cool names. I love the Lessons of the First One, Thief of 5 Fates, Sign of Ill Omen. Yeah. Sorry, that was just a thing I like. Bewitching Whispers has been replaced by Mystic Arcanum. Okay. Book of Ancient Secrets has been absorbed by the new Book of Shadows. Okay. Chains of Carcerai have been replaced by Mystic Arcanum. Oh, because those gave you spells. So anything that gave you spells is now Mystic Arcanum. Does that include for like, what is it? Armor of Shadows? No, you just get that one still. Spell slot without using material components. What about the one that gives you disguise self? What's that called? Mask of many faces or something? Yeah, without a spell slot. Those are still there. The alter self without a spell slot. Silent image without a spell slot. This one's, I know, 15th level, which is, you know, insane. Jump for 9th level. False life is still there. They made it so that you just get hex. That's cool. I don't know. Okay. I think I need to build a character in it. You've never felt powerful as a warlock? Oh, that sucks. Auto hex is lame? Nah. I think giving them that little boost is cool. Yeah, okay. That it seems like Mystic Arcanum is only 3rd level spells and above. It feels like deciding the color of hat you're wearing at the end of the day. Blue /red hat is a hat. Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. It's not. This is hard to measure. This is hard to measure because it's like, what? How does that compare to this? I don't know statistically what that looks like. On paper, it's going to look different than what it is when you're actually playing. Because you could play this as a warlock. Because we can all think about this. We can all think about it sucking to not get these higher level spells, or spells not to be upcasted at points in time. But then we can also get invocations, and then you use Mystic Arcanum and get these new cantrip abilities and make a character in it and pick our spells, and it may not feel that much different. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. I feel like this is something that you have to play test. This is because I can see merit in it, but also I don't know how this is going to feel how to play. It doesn't feel like a warlock. I know. It definitely has taken away some of that uniqueness, but I wonder if you play it and it doesn't feel that way. That's my thoughts on this. Is like, I don't know. I think I do like this more, just on paper. If we're just looking at on paper, I like this more. And what I'm trying to say is I'm willing to try this. I don't immediately look at this and go, stupid, hate it, don't want to do it. Because they've given a lot of stuff to it. And I think that there's potentially some more options and some gameplay stuff that they're trying to push with Warlock that I think could be fun. The worst thing is that your subclass is at level 3. That's asinine. That is so dumb. Put that at level 1. That's stupid. Yes, this is Unearthed Arcana. A lot of people are confused right now. This is Unearthed Arcana. This is the new playtest stuff they're doing. Okay. Let's see. What else did they change? Oh, I kind of wanted to look at the invocations. That was it. Dreadful Word has been replaced by Mystic Arcanum. Eyes the Runekeeper now clarifies that this doesn't... Why do you guys keep putting the blushing face? What is that? What are you doing? What is happening? Okay. Chains of Carcerai has been replaced by Mystic Arcanum. Dreadful Word has been replaced by... Eyes of Runekeeper now clarifies that it doesn't decode secret messages. That's good. I like that. That's great. Favor of the Chainmaster is a new invocation that enhances Pact of the Chain. Your bond with your familiar, it's 9th level. Okay. The target speed is reduced by 15 feet until the end of your next turn, and during that time, it doesn't take the dash or disengage options. So it's based on the type. This is what we were talking about, y'all. I was just like, the one that you pick should be different, and this is giving them a new different ability. 9th level's a little high. I'd make that a little lower requisite, just to make it feel unique. Apollyon, thanks for the 50. I'm late to the stream. What's happening, Jacob? I'm reading the Unearthed Arcana because I don't want to make a video about it, and everybody told me to read it. So, yeah. Everybody's making the blushy faces, and I don't know why. I'm so confused. Blushes profusely. I'm not Texan. I have never once been to Texas. I live in California. You got, what are you guys blushing for? What are we blushing about? What's going on? I make you guys blush. Oh, guys, Texas Jacob, gaslight blush. Oh my goodness. Okay. Cool. I like this. I think this is really neat. Mire of the Mind has been replaced by. Okay, so a lot of these have been replaced by Mystic Arcanum because they just give you a spell. The delay on the stream has to be insane. The delay is because YouTube streaming is very good, and I like it, and YouTube's the best, and it's a good platform, and I enjoy it very much. Lessons of the first one is a new invocation that allows the Warlock to dabble in different areas. We just read that. It gives you feats, which is really fun. Xander Clark, thanks for the $2. Didn't y'all know he's from the hills of Vermont? Yeah, it's definitely not one. What is the weather today? It's 100 degrees right now. It's 100 degrees outside. It was 110 yesterday. For all of you people who are in Celsius, that is 37 degrees Celsius. It's hot. It is very hot. Yeah, very spicy. Okay. Hexer. When you cast Hex, the range is 600 feet. I think this was a thing already, but Hexer. Oh, no, it doesn't. When you cast Hex, its range is 600 feet, and you have advantage on any Constitution saving throw you made to concentrate on the spell. That's awesome. Life Drinker now requires 9th level. Okay, is there anyone that are new? Now works on creatures large or smaller. That's great. Repelling Blast works on large creatures. All these have been replaced by Mystic Arcanum. Thirsting Blade has been absorbed by Pact Weapon spell. This has been absorbed by Pact Sight. Which Sight now gives you True Sight. Awesome. I love the True Sight. That's great. Thanks to the $2, Robin. Spellcasting ability now depends on your Pact. Really? What? Okay, patron spells. Design note. Fiend patron updates. Replaces expanded spell list. Rather than merely expanding your spell list, patron spells give you certain spells that are always prepared, and once per long rest, you can cast one of those spells without a spell slot. The lists have been updated. Pact Boon. Oh, Pact Boon. Sorry. Pact Boon. You have formed a pact with an otherworldly entity that has bestowed magical powers upon you. You always have the Eldritch Blast and Hex spells prepared. Yeah, this is like, choose your subclass. It's Feywild, Shadowfell, or Outer Plane. Why not just make it the subclass? Okay. I really like this, actually. I really, really think this is cool. So based on if you take Pact of the Blade, Chain, or Tome, that changes your spellcasting ability. That's awesome. That is so cool. Wow, that's neat. That gives a lot of variety and flavor to Warlock. I think that's great. But it's a change at level 3. What? What are y'all saying? When you get your subclass, you change it back? I don't think so. I think... Okay. Fiend Patron. Patron spells replace the expanded spell list. Rather than merely expanding your spell list, patron spells give you certain spells that you have always prepared, and once per long rest, you can cast one of those spells without a spell slot. Cool. Dark One's Blessing is now also triggered by an enemy dropping to 0 hit points within 5 feet of you. Hell yeah. Dark One's Own Luck can now be used a number of times equal to your spellcasting ability modifier rather than once per rest. Thank God. Love that. Fiendish Resilience is no longer bypassed by magic or silvered weapons, which monsters almost never possess. That's really funny. That little note, which monsters almost never possess. They just don't have them. We don't know why we wrote that. We just thought it would be funny, and then, oops, we forgot. Hurl Through Hell can now be used again if you expend a spell slot of at least 4th level. The feature also now includes a saving throw for the target. Okay. Meh. I liked Hurl Through Hell. Meh. Most monsters I run have magical weapons as is. Yeah, some of them do. Not if you're lower level, though. Gaze of Two Minds is insane now. You can use a bonus action to touch a willing humanoid and perceive through their senses until the end of your turn. As long as the creature is on the same plane as existence of you, you can use a bonus action on subsequent turns to maintain the connection, extending the duration until the end of your next turn. While perceiving through the other creature's senses, you benefit from any special senses possessed by that creature, and you can cast spells as if you were in your space or another creature's space. Whoa. Is that not what it was? You can use your action to touch a willing humanoid perceived through since the end of turn. As long as the creature's on the same plane of existence as you, you can use your action on subsequent turns. Huh? How is this different? You're not blinded and deafened anymore? So yeah, you're not blinded and deafened. Oh, it's a bonus action. Oh, you can cast wait. You can cast spells. I just completely skipped over that. Oh my god. That's so cool. Guys, that's really, really cool. Man, there's so many ideas you can think with that. Sorry, my brain broke for a minute thinking about that. Now you can use it in combat you put it on the fighter, have them run in and start casting spells through them like you're through their body. Man, that's so neat. No, that's amazing. That's very cool. And it's 5th level too. That's really cool. Okay, I am a fan of this. Things I don't like. I'm not gonna say I don't like the spell casting thing. I think it's different, and I'm willing to try it out if there's like that people want to cast more spells. That's what they said, that people want to cast more spells, so we made it so you can cast more spells. Okay, I'm willing to try it out. I'd like to see how it works within the game. I like everything else. I think what they've done with the invocations, I really like that you can change your spellcasting ability. I like that these are spells now, and you can pick them and do different stuff with them. I like the changes to the invocations. And then the only things I don't like are... Oh, I also like the Mystic Arcanum's 5th level, kind of. I think the only thing I don't like is the Hurl Through Hell thing, and Warlock subclass being at 3rd level. That's ridiculous. Joab Pelling, $4.99, thanks. Your Warlock could have a proxy humanoid that goes into dungeons for you. You could have a party of Warlocks that sit in the tavern while dungeoneering. That is so cool. That's just a cool world building thing that you could do. That's an ability that Warlocks have, the ability to like affect, not necessarily possess, but exist within other people. That is really, really cool. Or a rat, or they're familiar. Yeah, no. That is really awesome. That is really, really cool. I think that's great. Okay, so they've done a lot to Wizard. Let's just run through that real quick. Here are the main updates of the class. Spellcasting now lets you use your spellbook as a spellcasting focus. I thought you could do that already. Weird, you can't. Wizard Spellbook, now new 1st level feature, which consolidates the spellbook rules. Great. Thank God. They're making this easier to understand. Academic is a new 2nd level feature. Academic? That's fun. Your time as a scholar has equipped you to recall a broad range of lore. When you take the study action, you have advantage on any intelligence check you make as a part of the action. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. It gives a lot of flavor to Wizard. That's super fun. Arcane Recovery has moved from 1st level to 2nd level. Okay, whatever. Memorize Spell is a new 5th level feature. Okay, so they've now turned these into features. That's cool, but they're also spells. So they're also magic. That's awesome. I think that's super great. Spell Mastery's moved from 18th level to 15th level. Signature Spells moved from 20th level to 18th level, and Epic Boon is now there. Yeah, we already talked about Wizard a lot. Kind of read through their abilities already. You just big smart, you big brain. That's what they're doing. They make Wizard feel very big brain, and I think that's very fun. Evoker updates, has new naming convention. Great. Adds 2 new evocation spells to your spell book. Yes. And Potent Cantrip now works with cantrip attack rolls, not just saving throws. Yes. Very great. Okay. What? They did a dying condition? That's cool. So, okay, so this is the rules glossary. Death saving throws replaces the dying condition that appeared in the previous UA. Influence action and True Sight clarifies. And they removed some entries. Okay. I do want to see death saving throws. I'm curious what they did with that. And then we'll probably get out of here. On your third successful death save, you regain 1 hit point, but you are unconscious and start a short rest. You remain unconscious until you regain more hit points or until another creature uses an action to administer first aid to you, which requires a DC 10 medicine check. The playtest rule removes the notion of being stable at 0 hit points and removes stabilizing a creature rule, page 197 of the player's handbook. That's awesome. I like that a lot. That's very cool. I'm more of this isn't how I like to play the game. We've been playing with the if you guys go watch my rule that grinds my gears video. I talk about stun and why I don't like it, and we've implemented a new dying condition into our games, and that's my favorite way to play now. Is that you're like Borderlands, like dying, and you can still move. You just have a limited turn, and you can still do stuff in the game. So yeah, that's what I prefer to do. But this is on the track of kind of being like that, and I think that's awesome. I think that is great. Sorry, I was not looking at chat. I was looking at the UA that I'm trying to run through. Sorry, Steven, you're afflicted by dying. You're going to die to death. Yeah, you could counterspell somebody learning a spell into their spell book. That's super funny. Kind of weird. Not a big fan, but yeah, kind of fun. Kind of funny. Okay. What is UA? UA means Unearthed Arcana. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, death saving throws are neat. Love that. Yeah, this is UA 5. I thought I would have stop blushing. I thought I would have time to do both, but we may have to do another stream. I'll do it tomorrow, and we'll go through playtest 6, because this is what I'm doing this week. Kind condition: you can't do a medicine check to stabilize before they roll at all their death saving throws. That's weird. That's whack. That's strange. Yeah, I don't. That's weird. I would just let you do that. Okay. What was the other thing? They removed exhausted. Come on. I love that exhausted rule. Influence. That's the thing I wanted to see. It's an action. With the influence action, you can try to influence another creature. Oh, this is their attitude charisma check thing. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of things there. Cool. I will look at that later. Overall, this has been fun. This has been interesting. I don't think I expected a lot of this amount of stuff. I thought they were just kind of small. And they've been doing a lot of things for the new playtest and things like that. So, overall, I think there's a lot of good changes here. I think that there is some things. The major thing I think I don't like is the subclass being a level 3. I think everything else is super fine. I love the weapon mastery stuff. I think that's really fun. Yeah, I don't know. Get in the comments, Brendan Lee Mulligan. Get in the surveys and tell them the things you don't like, because I think Warlock just needs to be play tested just to kind of see how that works, and subclasses being at level 1, which is what I think that they should do, just kind of revert back and stuff. But yeah. I don't know. What did everybody else think? What do you guys think about 5? I'll stream tomorrow and we'll do 6. I will do that. Yeah, no worries. Streaming is fun. Streaming is a lot, but it's fun sometimes. I know my wife needs coffee. Vin oop. I don't forget. You think modify spell is broken? We'll get to monk tomorrow. We'll do that one tomorrow. T's great. Yeah, love T. Yeah, the 6 survey is opening up on the 20th. Right. Okay. Well, I mean, you can still put it in the survey and stuff. Just get that out there. Change your channel name to XP to subclass level. Yeah, I want them to make Artificer in the player's handbook. That should definitely be a thing. Thanks. I'm glad you guys like my glasses. I've been wearing them. I love you guys too. I love you too, random citizen. All right, cool. Yeah, I agree. I think Warlock is weird. I think they've done really great stuff with Bard. I don't know what they've done in the new one, but in the past one, I loved what they did with Bard. I think a Sorcerer is just a fat W. Just absolutely, just a huge win. And so is Wizard. I think Wizard's really, really cool. I think it's going to be a lot more fun to play. Thanks, Big Moon. Yes, I have lost weight. That's what happens when you have a kid and microdose amphetamines for a year and a half. I take Adderall now because I have ADHD or whatever. So yeah, it suppresses your appetite. So yeah, I lost a lot of weight since like 2 years ago or something like that, which is cool. So okay, y'all. Thanks so much for hanging out. This was super fun. This was a good time. I will. There was a lot of you guys here, so thanks so much for hanging out and joining. We'll see you guys next time here on the channel where we're gonna read more Unearthed Arcana because I don't want to make a giant video about it again. This was just much more enjoyable, and I hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll stream tomorrow, probably around the same time, maybe around noon or so, and we'll go through number 6, which is the newest one that they just did, and then we'll talk about our feedback for it, and we'll give some feedback and stuff, but yeah, all right. Thanks. Go watch my Zelda video. The views on it are terrible because nobody wants to watch it because it's about Zelda, and that's fine. I knew it was going to happen, but I put my whole heart into it, so go watch it. Okay, bye. Love you guys. See you later.